Welcome to another exciting adventure of the Skies of Ithcarius campaign. When last we left off our intrepid band of adventurers, we were scouting out a ship to steal as our sky pirate heroes had made a lot of noise and fuss in their older ship, and they needed to ditch it quick and try to get a new vessel to get away from Dodge as quickly as possible. Formulating a quick plan, they sold their vessel at auction. It took a few days to sell the parts and strip it down, making a decent amount of money while scouting out a ship known as the Azure Dream. During this scouting process, they came up with a plan to take the ship over in a relatively non-violent and humanitarian way. Watching the patrols and the various ways they could get on board, they scouted out the ship, found a good time to strike, chose to sneak on board, cast a silence spell, and subdue everybody while within that silence cone of silence. Things did not go exactly as planned, as our bumbling, mysterious crew of Sky Pirates sometimes doesn't know the power of their own strength. Korg, in fashion unbeknownst until this time, channeled the might of his energy, slamming pirates down to and fro. But in his frantic rage, he somehow channeled that life-stealing maul, and as he hit the pirates over and over, I'm sorry, the merchants. We were using pirate tokens.
No pirates.
They were commoners and merchants. He absorbed the very life essence from them, just these dried husk of pirates left in his wake. Irtos, our assassin, stood by, flabbergasted that we were murdering all these people, but did not kill a single man. As they went through and kind of laid everybody out, eventually taking down the captain as the silence didn't fully work, and then they threw the remains of the surrendering crew onto the dock and escaped, taking off into the skies, once again leaving the infamous mark of the zoo crew behind. And now the proud owners of a multi-masted, quite large vessel known as the Azure Dream, as they set out to find the ancient isles of the Ishvantal, an order of elves that existed from before the founding of the empire that may hold ancient artifacts to help them in their quest to defeat this cult of these primordials. And that is where we pick up today's adventure.
First things first, we rename the Azure Sky. We'll just take out a little bit of words, add that extra S, and it'll be the ass here sky.
You didn't say that in Korg's accent, so I was
too creative for Korg.
Isn't it up
Way
to the
too
captain?
creative for Korg. Korg couldn't spell anyway. So where are we going now? I don't know what we had a plan, right? We're going somewhere.
The bunny walks out in still looking at one of the multiple books that she was given about how to run a ship, because she got elected as the first mate by a disgruntled captain, trying to learn what the heck she's even supposed to know now.
Right.
Replies, we were going to investigate the Savash ruins, the ones that Desamar keeps talking about, that Johnny wanted to go to before he turned into a metal statue.
Did you bring Johnny's body on board your ship?
I assume that that's part of.
Yes, he's part of. He's part of the property we would have transferred.
Can we make a roll as to whether or not I was able to successfully sell his body without them knowing?
You're not that sneaky.
I'm like, shh.
I'm just
Can we tie him to
I'm just saying Korg
the
has
prow
bag-
as our figurehead? And
That's a good one.
Korg has the bag of holding.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't make any comment about lugging Johnny's body onto the ship. So it would have to be in Korg's bag of holding if you brought him on board.
Let's check and see if it's there. Nope. How much is he
we
worth?
specifically said we unloaded all our stuff so our stuff includes the body of
He's
Johnny.
not stuff. That's a human being. Well,
Right now he's a
here's
metal
the thing.
statue.
Right now he's a statue. Therefore, if we
can-
unloaded all our stuff, we brought Johnny with. I thought that was assumed.
Are you keeping him updated on where his character ends up?
From time to time, yes.
Okay.
I know some people.
Sorry, his corpse. So, did we sell him or not?
People are terrible.
Ooh, something's up with Unity. I can't change.
You didn't.
Okay. Am I froze? Unity? Nope, I'm not froze.
You get my whispers?
Yeah. Yep. All right.
So you decide based on that.
But how much was he worth is what I want to know.
Robotic body like that.
Yeah.
A couple thousand. 1,500.
Perfect. I have no friends anymore.
What's important to note is Korg's very much kind of they're like, oh, Johnny's still in the bag, right? And he's like, of course he is. Yeah.
Of course.
I'm not okay with
where
this
would I put?
personally.
Where would I
As
put
an out of character thing, I'm really not okay. In character, Belina would really not be okay too.
We distinguish between the two. I was curious. They're both on the same boat. No, of course, I have a robot. He is back somewhere down there, I think. In my room. I put him in the bag that I have in my room.
Can we see it?
The bag? It's in my room. Oh wait, no, here it is. It's on me. Here's my bag. It's right here. See? It's fine.
Make a deception check.
Another one?
I mean, his bag is on him.
Okay, get down and I'll get it for.
It's right here. Here's the bag. That was almost a 19, you little shit. It like teetered. It was like, and then it went to 11. Here's the bag, everybody. Don't worry.
Belina just kind of looks at Korg. What did you
bag
do?
Is right here. In my hands.
Can you please, because I'm fairly certain we figured out how the whole bag of holding works is you have to, say a certain thing that you want to pull out of it, because you know what is in there. So you can think the thing that you want and take the time and reach in and it comes out when you pull it.
I haven't mastered that
You
part
beyond
I haven't quite got
Johnny
hold of the hang.
and pull him out of your bag.
I reach into my bag and swirl it around a little bit like I'm reaching for something. Oh, I could have sworn that I put him in here. And then I pull out the manacles and be like, nope, that's different metal pieces. I'm trying, really, I am. And put them back in the bag and swirl around a little more. Pull out a shield. Nope, that's not him either. Man, all these metal pieces feel the same in here. Don't know where he's at. Reach around,
Korg, Korg, please tell me, where's Johnny?
Well, if I had to guess now, he's probably being taken apart by other little gnomes.
Oh man.
You already have 2 inspiration, so.
But on the bright side, instead of a giant heavy metal robot that doesn't do anything, I have 1,500 gold pieces. You can't be mad at me now.
So wait, so you're telling me that you, the person who was up in arms and crazy about trying to bring back Drazar and how important it was to save a member of the crew and your friend, are more than willing to sell another member of our crew while he may be inert, but we still have him and we have no proof that he's never coming back. We have no proof of that. You have no problem selling a member of the crew.
I want to point out that one member left us and then sold us out. Another member left us and we had to bury him. One of our members now wanted to eat that one. And we didn't get any money from either of those two. And here we had a perfect not working other member who was basically a giant anchor, and I got money for him. It sounds to me like I probably did the right thing.
It sounds like you were a bad captain.
I still am in charge of the food. I could still give you the runs.
That would be hilarious.
It would be. But on the bright side, we have more money now.
It's
That's
not so much
2 months' wages.
Better.
It's not so much that I'm really upset that you sold a member of the crew. I understand you used your own logic, if we can call it that. I get that. Okay. You didn't tell anybody you were doing it.
There were some people that knowed.
Who?
I mean, I tried to be sneaky, but there was at least some other people who did see me that were probably part of the crew we left behind on the island.
Okay, who amongst those of us that usually get together and do like all the adventurings and things, and like our current captain now, who was your navigator when you were captain, and say myself, who's been adventuring with you for a while and helped find Johnny to be our engineer, find out that he was on the ship, and we did that whole thing because Liam's dad was the medic on that ship and told us that he was on there. What part of letting us know that you planned on selling the metal body? And if we would have agreed on it, could have helped you get a better price than 1,500 gold?
There it is. The real reason you're mad is you think you could have got more than I got on the island. That's all. Always about the money for you.
Out of character, straight up. Belina's more mad that she didn't get to help get a better price out of the deal.
The real truth.
We only got $1,500.
I did everything I could to make the price more expensive. At first I said, give me all your money, but it caused problems in the shop. So I toned it back a little, and then they gave me a little less.
What was the max price?
At any rate, next time you come up with one of these grand ideas to make money, please include the rest of us so that we can assist you.
I will try my best to assist in the cruise.
Besides the fact, don't we now owe Jack some of that 1,500 because it's money earned?
Technically.
I don't think this is income. This was the loss of a friend. This is compensation.
She
Well,
just squints at you.
Regardless of what we call it, the person we were hoping we would eventually get back as our engineer is no longer an option. So
Nope.
now we have to look at how much
You
it's
could-
going to cost us.
We've already hired the new engineer, though.
You could try to buy
We
him back.
hired one. We
Well,
did hire an engineer, but now we have to hire him for a longer term because our other engineer might never come back now. Well, it's definitely not coming back now.
He might come back. What if he rejoins later?
Yes, but now he might come back with a programming by the Empire cultists.
That's what everybody else was doing anyway. At least this way we saw some coin for it.
I'm sure there's some ancient coding in there that just doesn't let him do ancient robot stuff. You're fine.
Anyways,
I mean,
Like,
he was a mechanical body with an elven soul embedded inside of it, so who knows?
just take the soul out, put a different one in.
No, it's gonna be like, you know, the evil cultist language. Ha! Just the entire time. He's gonna be able to read it, but, you know, Empire.
Wow. While Regine doesn't remember this, long, long ago when the party secondly encountered the cult was working on this strange mechanical body that they were infusing with elemental powers.
Maybe the player remembers.
You're welcome.
Oh god.
I told Dane that you sold his character's body.
Is he mad at me?
He gave me a sad face. Then he asked if you sold him to anyone important, and I said random gnomes, and he said nice.
You tell him he was worth quite a bit of money, 2 months' salary for this whole ship.
I thought 1,500 gold.
All right.
I let Dane know you sold his character.
He can come back anytime.
He always has an open invitation to play with us. I told him that.
Yeah.
When things calm down. All right. So, Johnny is gone. Johnny 5 is not alive.
I misunderstood what we were doing.
You guys are now headed to attempting to find the ancient Isle of the Ishvantal, the home of Johnny's order, possibly, that he was trying to discover more about to unlock the secrets of his ancient elven powers in some way, which is locked behind an ancient maelstrom in the Felgarian Straits. The name of these ancient isles was lost to the ages, and these aether storms that rack this place are dangerous and destroy many ships that attempt to navigate them. From where you're at, it'll be about a week's journey if you're using the aether streams to try to get to the storm-racked areas.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
So wait, yeah, I'm not in charge.
What checks do you need me to make in order to study, quote unquote,
So for studying the book, would be some intelligence-based checks. You can do flat intel or investigation if you're trained in it. I'll let that work. Now, for navigating this larger ship, so in addition to our navigation checks that'll have to be made, as the first mate, You now have a large crew of people that you have to organize and structure to navigate the ship. It's not just 3 people that can easily fuck up, right? You've got something like 12 people now. You have to direct 11, 12 people.
That's why I had Jace promoted.
11 crewmates that are going to have to help you work out this of unskilled crew members
Yeah.
and 4 skilled crew members, which gives a chance that they're going to fuck up because you went cheap and you hired a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. You've only got 4 people that actually know what they're doing on a ship this size. So as the first mate, you're going to have to make some checks to motivate these people and keep them on track and kind of get them going.
I can
And
help
that's
motivate.
why I put the bunny on as first mate,
Sounds,
because there's no way I'm dealing with people.
sounds way
I
better
can definitely help motivate
bird.
too.
with your hammer.
So because I have
Yeah. We saw what happened to the last crew that didn't do that shit. It was-
Your mic is kind of low, friend.
Sorry.
There you
Can
go.
you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
So, so I have the whole bardic ability where I could do half my proficiency bonus. So if I roll investigation, I get a +1.
Yeah, for the jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. Yeah. So I
It
will
should be
doing-
that should be programmed in there already for you.
So a 20 for my checks on learning. Yay. And on what I'm
You're-
supposed to be doing to control this crew and what commands I should be giving.
And then you'll need to make a persuasion check
All
to
right.
attempt to motivate these people appropriately.
Can
Wow.
I
Where
Yes.
did it
help motivate?
where did it go? Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna lucky that. Cause fuck this.
You got a 2 on that second roll.
I didn't roll. Why did it roll twice? I didn't roll a second die.
I popped up right when you said you were going to lucky.
That's really weird. I only rolled once.
I've
I
seen it.
haven't even clicked the lucky button yet.
I've seen it double roll sometimes.
I'll give it to you. It's
Yeah.
a beta version of the software. It glitches sometimes. Go ahead, use your
Okay.
lucky.
Yeah, I just clicked lucky just now, so
Go ahead, do your lucky roll.
that's a little better. I'll take that one.
Plus 10 rolls a 1.
Who does this?
All right. And then go ahead. You're still steering the ship as the captain. You're still the helmsman,
Yep.
Johanan. So go ahead and make your navigation check.
Hey, with the added bonuses of the jacket or the cloak thing, right?
Right. How do I add those bonuses onto it?
Just click the. I think it gives you advantage, right? I'm trying to open your character sheet and it's
I
not.
thought that it doubled proficiency if she wasn't already proficient. Like
yeah,
if she was already proficient.
Yeah, she's already doubled. I think it should already be in
Okay.
there for navigation.
Okay. Yeah, if it's a double proficiency, then it's marked.
For
Yeah.
some reason, I'm
'Cause
trying.
I
to
thought that's
open
what it
your
did.
character sheet.
It either
It's
made you
not-
proficient or doubled your proficiency if you already were.
Yeah, it's not letting me open your character sheet. I don't know why. Oh, it opened it all the way to the right. That's why. All right. So things are a little rocky as you're getting off to the start, navigating away. The crew snaps to the first mate's direction, quickly getting in place. A few hiccups here and there as you're trying to steer the ship heading towards the Aether Stream. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check if you want to try to Aether Stream here. The ship's kind of rocking a bit, and it's not quite moving too smooth.
I'm gonna wait until I've got a better feel for this new ship that I haven't flown before I get us in a strip.
All right. So you'll bypass this first opportunity to enter into the Aether Stream as you take off. So as you move away from the Isle of Burnsall and the gnomes from beyond, it slowly grows into a speck in the distance, leaving your deeds far behind you. And as you sail off kind of into the distance, we'll take the first day here. will kind of pass relatively uneventfully as you go through. But it's going to be from where you're at. It'll be about 3 days before you'll be able to try to Aether stream again.
Okay.
Just the way the streams work and stuff. So we'll go ahead, advance time those 3 days. Relatively uneventful because my random encounters aren't kicking anything off. And you guys can attempt to make another stream here on Luxari if you want.
Do it.
How rough does the stream look?
It's a split stream, 2 flows, if you will.
This one's not too bad. It's pretty gentle. Rolls pretty smooth. You can probably get in, even with the inexperienced crew, unless you completely botch it, it'll probably be fine.
Well, I didn't botch.
And then, alright. You watch the stream, kind of watching the flow of the Aether moving through the environment, trying to get a read for how it looks like. Go ahead and make your navigation check and have your first mate issue the orders.
Alright. She announces to Belina that we're getting ready to go into the stream and get everyone ready.
If you're attempting to speak, I can't hear you. I think your mic's too far away, and the beta Discord is cutting you out.
No, I turned my mic off because
Oh.
my child is sitting in my lap, so I wanted to turn it off so I wasn't interrupting while she was talking to me. So,
Okay.
so Belina being a little nervous that this is going to be her first in action, really time commanding the crew around, is going to go ahead and enhance ability on herself, and I wanted to make sure I was targeting just myself, and then I will do the Eagle Splendor. So that gives me temporary. So that's heal, and Eagle Splendor gives me
Advantage.
advantage on charisma checks, and I will do my persuasion check.
He really wants us to go successfully.
He's trying to give me all the bonuses he can.
All right.
Because nobody's rolling well, except for Korg.
Korg. Right. Korg's the only person now rolling well, which is why I think we need to go back to the other.
Somebody mark the date. What is happening?
So, with that being said, I've got the 20 on my check to manage the crew.
All right, and
Or at least
Johanna.
my portion of the crew that Jace isn't managing.
And we're in the stream.
All right,
Are we?
That's a good point.
you guys.
Are we in the stream?
Yes, you guys effectively merge into this gentle Aether stream, managing to pull off the sex. Several of the crew very nervous at entering Aether stream. It's a dangerous profession. Not too many mishaps occurring. You manage to get in fine, hit the stream full throttle. Now,
The date change.
as you sail through this Aether stream, the strands, to those of you who can see the Aether, they start to take on this kind of darker sort of tint overall. While normally there's this cascading, kind of scintillating rainbow type effect that exists in this ethereal quality within the air, now they start to become more muted colors, darker, turning gray, black, some of the colors scintillating out of it as you get closer to your destination. And things begin to get rockier start to kind of move back and forth. The ship starts to kind of toss from side to side as you get closer and closer to where you're trying to go.
All right.
Yeah.
So first off, I would like to request that you go ahead and do the long rest to reset the abilities that I've been using.
Yep.
Uh, and then second off, Belina's going to go about telling people to tie off, having Jace go around and check and make sure people are tying to either a mast or a railing to make sure they're tied down securely, and go about checking to make sure that all the knots are secure, and all of the people are securely tied and secured to the ship.
And I'll be consulting as we're going. I'm consulting with. Wow,
Desimar.
the elf's name. I can't remember the elf's name right now.
Desimar.
Belsamar.
Yes, consulting with him to get more information on what I'm likely to encounter and allow me to make better. Give me a better sense of when and where to exit and what to anticipate so I can be better prepared.
All right. So you go to speak to Thelsamar. He spent the last several days sitting in the cabin attempting to analyze some ancient books and texts that he had about this ancient Ishvantal and the Aether storms that sort of rock the areas. You go downstairs, he kind of looks up. Or actually, I think does Thessalmar has one of the cabins, right, with Nim in them?
Yes.
Yes. So in the main deck area. So he kind of looks up as you enter in. Like, my part Silvashi captain, what can I do you for today? As he stands and rises respectfully.
We're approaching. We're starting to approach the area. I was wondering if you found anything that will give us a better idea of what we are heading into, both sailing into and what we'll face when we get there.
He kind of sits down again. It is hard to find records. From what I have gathered from my studies in the ancient Silvashi time, the Ishvantal were once the proudest warriors that existed, holy knights that channeled the very aspects of divinity, and were the purest of Silvashi descent. This island was the last bastion of the Ishvantal in the ancient war against the Empire. Whatever happened here, the Ishvantal never recovered. They were never heard from again, and it wasn't long until the Selvash fell to the Empire after this. With the rise of the Empire's arcane magic, the divine Ishvantal and the great warriors, that way of life vanished from the Selvash for all time. It appears that the original Emperor Mordan may have placed some sort of powerful curse in this region that influences the Aether and causes these storms. It's going to be a game of chance from what I've seen. Trying to ride the Aether stream themselves will most likely rip this ship apart. We'll have to navigate between the streams and the maelstrom and try to avoid the clashes of magical power as best we can as we navigate in. But if my theory is correct, I believe that the storm wards the inner islands, but if we can get through it, then we should be relatively unmolested when we get to the home of the Ishvantal. But nobody has ever recorded success in this.
Well, that doesn't mean they haven't gotten in, it just means they haven't gotten out. All right, I'm going to look for a place to exit the streams, and we'll see where we'll see what we can do to get in. I would love to have an extra set of eyes if you are available.
Yes, my captain. And he kind of folds up his books, places it into his drawer, and kind of comes out to the main deck.
All right. So now that we have another person who can see the streams, we're going to. I'm assuming we're based on what we're seeing that we're close enough that it's probably time for us to exit.
Yes.
So I am looking for a smoother, if possible, exit.
Go ahead and make your Arcana check.
Given that I have everybody who can see looking for me, do we have any extra luck on that?
Since you recruited Thelsamar, I'll give you a bonus to that. So your final, we'll just call that an 18.
Okay.
Since Thelsamar is also a wizard and familiar, we'll give you a bonus to that Arcana ability. Since
Nice.
identifying the streams and figuring out how to navigate them relies more on Arcana than the amount of eyes or things like that.
Yeah, that's why I was looking
Yep.
for people who had the skills to look.
Yep. So with the 18, so as you navigate through kind of the gathering, darkening of the aether, you think that you see a gap that you should be able to hit. It's going to be hard and difficult as the ship is rocking. Very kind of, you can hear kind of the thunder and the cracks in the distance, kind of echoing throughout the region. It's going to require a great skill both at navigating and at the crew's performance as well.
All right. Having Belina get the crew ready,
Okay.
making sure my wizard is tied in next to me,
Yep. The wizard is being
Verify-
secured to the ship.
verifying that I have inspiration in case I screw up. I do.
Skills. Let me see what I got here. Abilities is what I want. Yourself a wondrous.
Autumn is making funny faces in the camera.
Sorry, yeah, she's gonna be here probably for a good portion of this. Let's see. So, yeah, do you need me to do my checks as well, or?
Yeah, go ahead and make your persuasion check to try to.
I will help by being intimidating and yelling things in my room to
I
myself.
thought you were sleeping.
I
It
am.
says right there, Corey's.
Yep, that's why I said in my room to myself.
Ah, okay. All right.
If I
In
sleep.
his sleep.
Just remember, the better you do with the crew, the easier it is, the lower my difficulty is.
All right. Still nervous about her current abilities and whatnot. She's going to go ahead and do the same thing she did last time, and we're going to go ahead and throw
It's a lot
that
of rain
enhance
here,
ability
Joe.
for charisma, and we're going to go ahead and do that persuasion check and cross our fingers. Why did that not roll with advantage?
Why didn't it roll at all?
It didn't count that roll.
What?
just sitting there
Was it
grayed
not
out.
in the?
There
I
it
know,
is.
There we got advantage drop. Yeah, it did it. It did it.
Yay!
Okay.
it did it.
All right, cool. I mean, I
Now's
don't
our
see-
time to remind people that we are using the early access version of Fantasy Grounds Unity. This is not the finalized version, as we are testing out kind of the beta software, but it's getting better all the time and constantly being updated. And it's a phenomenal piece of software despite being in early access.
Yeah.
All right, so 25.
25 to manage the crew. Again, she'll go around and verify all the tie downs are secure, and
Button the hatches.
Yeah.
getting
Alright,
the make
roll
sure all
me
the
a D percentile.
D
Check.
percentile. Right click on the 10, click percent, and oof.
Ooh.
Not good.
Mm.
All right, roll your navigation check.
Seems pretty high.
I don't
We-
even know what the percentiles are for, to be honest.
Not that.
And we're
Oh.
using that inspiration.
All right.
You don't
I
even
was
have.
so bad.
I do not. We've been rolling horrid since we switched to this. I will take that one.
Okay. As the storm is raging in the background, the aether grows dark, and you find that gap to slowly navigate out. You hit the wheel, turning the helm, catching the wind, and riding to get out of the stream. As Belina rushes to and fro, encouraging the people, focusing on things being tied down, motivating the crew. But while she was busy ensuring that everything was tied down correctly, she missed a critical moment of two of the unskilled crewmates that were trying to navigate the sails into this turn. And as she was ensuring everything was battened down and attached, they made a mistake. The wind rips in, catching the sail, ripping it out of the hands of one of the sailors as it rips through his arm, causing a massive rope burn. You look up and as you hear him screaming in pain as it pulls across them, and the sail starts whipping, uncontrolled as it wasn't tied down properly, and the ship rocks and turns, throwing people to and fro. Since everybody is tied successfully, nobody is lost, however, but you hear a crack as you navigate out of the aether string.
Once again.
As you move into the calmer skies out of the aether stream itself, a storm rages around you.
How bad is
And,
the damage?
So I'm gonna shimmy up the mast and try and secure that flapping sail myself.
Yeah, so
Try and
you would
help.
definitely wake up from this, Korg. You were thrown from your bed, thrown into like the wall. Definitely just cast aside. Some of your pots and pans fell. Like things are disheveled. It's a mess. You definitely woke up. Your prisoners got thrown around downstairs and stuff.
Idiots.
So, hearing your description of what happened, my daughter brought over for us a book of prayers
I don't need it.
because we're gonna need it apparently.
Well, at least my children are smart.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna shimmy up the mast to try and secure that loose sail.
Yeah, several people rush through. Some of the skilled people join your crew. You see Adler and Nihilus kind of rush forward. They grab the line. They re-secure it. As you're looking through with your exceptional native perception, you see what appears to be a small crack through that middle mast. Not super damaged, right? Repairable, but definitely the storm has cracked the mast slightly.
So, using my little bangle that lets me be proficient in engineering per se,
Yep.
I'm going to try and fix it a bit temporarily. Something hopefully to help it hold and
So
last through the storm.
So there
I have a
are
question.
supplies down in the cargo hold where the prisoners and stuff are.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you read mending, it's not just cloth. It can be things like 2 halves of a key or such
Yeah.
like that. So would mending work on this small crack?
Yes, it is not so large that mending would be unable to repair it.
All right then. Yeah. So in that case, you
It's
person
not
with the
larger than a
mending-
foot.
You person with the mending, come mend this. I point out the crack. This needs fixed.
And Johanna takes care of it.
So somebody
remember
just
that
hold the
line.
wheel while you go take care of that.
We'll use that line again later. I point out the crack. This needs to be fixed.
This.
I don't know why my storm's not playing properly.
Here's some storm stuff.
Let me switch back.
I guess. Well, it is what it is, I guess.
Not that one.
Alright, well, you were able to get out of the Aether stream, but there are still massive storms going on around you.
So, would it be a good idea to have someone with a decent amount of strength to come up and try and control the rudder, the wheel, as it were, while we deal with all the heavy winds and whatnot?
It might be a
Well,
good idea.
While the navigator tells them what to do.
Yeah, because Johanna is a weak little thing. She needs somebody stronger to handle the.
While I am slightly stronger than Johanna, I am definitely not the strongest person on our crew.
I think that's
We'll go
Rajin.
and poke the cook.
Oh, all right.
Hey.
It's,
Hey!
it's either the cook or Regine.
Look,
haven't
you would
official role
think
yet.
that your barbarian would be hella fucking tough. I have a 16 strength. I'm not that tough.
Look, I have 13. You've got me by 3.
All right, Rajin.
Okay. I have your captain has a strength of 10.
I'm
Mine's
just
Oh,
curious
you
what
would better.
Rajin's is.
11.
Okay, yeah, I'm headed up.
The bunny is stronger than the elephant.
But the
Hey.
elephant.
Hey, you work out.
It's the legs. It's all in the legs.
I'm coming up.
All right.
Grumble, grumble. I don't know. What am I supposed to do?
All right. So we're gonna be dealing with a lot of wind. So you're gonna manage the wheel while the captain tells you what to do.
You want me to pilot the ship? All right.
You don't pilot.
It's
She's
your
pilot.
funeral.
You just have to put the wheel where she tells you to.
Yeah, that's piloting.
No, that she's navigating and basically.
She's navigating. I'm piloting. You're very correct. That's exactly what is happening right here. Give me the wheel.
So
I pull
Johanna
out my
stands.
captain hat drastically, and put it on. Where be the wheel? We're watching the front of the boat.
That's where the anchor is.
Oh, wrong way. My bad.
So Johanna, being nice and tiny, gets between Korg and the wheel, and she just uses her hands. So she's
Am I just
like,
bracing you?
no. So here's what's gonna happen. She's tucked between you and the thing, and she puts her hand. She'll put like her left hand, and she's like, She puts your hands where they're supposed to be on the wheel, and then anytime she needs you to turn, she puts her hand where she needs that hand to touch. So she'll be like, pull the wheel till your left hand touches where my left hand is.
I just
Pull the
start
wheel till your
rolling
right
the
hand
wrong way
touches.
completely until
It sounds a lot like Ghost.
did it. We're done here.
So she simplifies it even more.
I know how to sell a ship. I'm okay.
Yeah, do a loop-de-loop.
I have some sailor background. We're fine.
She's just making sure you get exactly where you need the wheel to go and holding it
Perfect.
where you need to go.
Okay, will do.
And she's short enough you can see right over her head anyway.
A lot of dice. I don't like
Okay.
it.
Were those D8s?
There were 10s.
Those were D10s. That's even worse.
Those were
All right. So, make me a navigation check, Korg.
Sure. What is it? What do I use?
Well, actually, since you aren't super skilled with navigation.
And
I am a
navigation is
carpenter.
navigation is wisdom.
Oh,
Yes, so
good.
just
Well,
go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
Nice.
Hey, I have a +1 in a wisdom check. Ah!
Oh my god.
You ask and I deliver. It's still going from last session.
All right. So, as you guys attempt to navigate this storm with Korg at the wheel, he manages to grasp the helm, and as he steers, you see bolts of lightning quickly striking in the distance. Down, 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 and he just nonchalantly. Perfectly kind of moving through.
I got the other hand up with my mug, just catching the rain and turning it to alcohol, and
That's not good.
Tricking the rum.
Like I've been selling my whole life.
Lena is quite frankly shocked, and not by the lightning.
That would be bad.
Go ahead and make another crew check for me, Belina.
All right, crew check. I swear I did it.
Yeah, it's slow with you.
Okay.
All right, make me a percentile roll.
Why is it always me with the percentiles? I'm not good at these. Is that why? Because I'm not good at them?
What?
Hey, that's
That is
not a
better.
15.
Quickly learning from your previous lessons, you quickly motivate the crew, yelling at them, reminding them to pay attention, to focus, that we're not out of the worst of it yet. And, with Korg's kind of nonchalant, lightning bolts stream past at you guys bit by bit by bit, narrowly escaping, striking the ship as I keep rolling for no reason. And then you guys you navigate kind of through. And then I need Korg to make one more navigation check.
Now, just out of
As you-
curiosity, wouldn't that be an advantage since she's helping him?
She is helping him.
I'll give it to you.
I
I'll
don't
say-
need your help.
I'll say because she's
Well,
so
okay.
skilled at it, she could
Yeah.
help him.
Uh,
Typically, I'd say no.
That's kind of why I walked through how I was physically helping him, because it is Korg, so verbal instructions aren't the best.
yeah, all we're having Korg do is make sure the wheel doesn't get ripped out of the hands. Hey, that's okay.
Hey,
Is what it
that's
is.
okay. Roll with advantage. It was 15.
That's what he did.
So.
Yeah, he's got a 15.
All right. As Korg's kind of navigating through the storm and moving along, as you start to get near the break and start to kind of see where it might even out a little bit, a bolt of lightning shoots forth, and Korg's unable to respond in time, and it strikes the front of the ship, and kind of flames burst up as as my name escapes me, the bowsprit
Wow. Yeah.
that the spar at the end of the
Poop
ship kind of explodes in splinters. and the ship rocks back and forth, throwing people around. One crew member's thrown off the side, but thankfully tied down.
Because
And
we learned our lesson.
in the past. But you kind of break out of the worst of the storm as this happens. No real fire, just the spar kind of shatters from the lightning. One guy, you quickly like rope him back up onto the ship itself. As the storm starts to sort of fade behind, uh, things get kind of more gentler around you as you move in. In the distance, you see several small isles kind of floating around. All around you is just a dark wall of gray, of this malevolent storm kind of circling, similar to that vortex you saw over the Temple of the Primes that you traveled to. But instead of being bright and effervescent and beautiful cascading aether, it's like dark and twisted and shadowy and like just full of like this negative energy,
Like something the Empire would have done.
like
The
Regine.
evil empire.
What?
Regine, like you've never felt more at home, Regine.
No.
Just all this like negative aether energy surrounding all of you. The one of the largest islands you see in the distance looks to appear to be encompassed of like a large kind of wooden structure.
Wooden?
I was right. Bowsprit.
All right. Well, I guess I will go with up to the bow with the engineer and assess the damage.
So Nim comes up and joins you up there. Just kind of, I accidentally dropped my d20 and it flung across the hole.
As it does.
He kind of looks over. It's not great, but it's not the worst that could happen. Would have been much worse if it actually struck the mast itself. But can repair it, but we're gonna have to dock.
Well, there's some islands over there. One of them has a building on it, and this is where we're here to investigate. But how long do you think it'll take?
What supplies do you have in the hold?
We bought several, in case, because we knew we were coming to a hostile area like this. So, we should have definitely some wood supplies and the metal fastens and everything we need. It may not look exactly like it was, but we can probably make something to at least help cut the wind.
Shouldn't take too long then. Maybe a day docked. Swap things out, get it repaired, hook things back up.
All right. All right. So I go up and I let the captain know, and I pat Korg on the arm. It's like, good job, Korg.
Yeah, it was very easy.
All right, what do you guys choose to do?
So you said there's a cluster of small islands, only one of which has a building?
From what you can see, only one of them appears to have some semblance of structures on it.
Okay, well, in that case, given that we're here for information, we are looking for a place, a way to, a place to dock near that island, or on that island.
None of you guys have a spyglass, right? After 27 sessions?
No,
Okay. Just
What's a spyglass?
it's like $1 billion.
1,000 gold. It's less than one Johnny.
That's an entire Johnny almost, man. I would have to get rid of an entire teammate just for one of them. How much can I get for the elephant? He brings people back from the dead.
We're not going to
Like-
address the elephant in the room.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Can we undress the elephant? No, I'm sorry.
That was weird.
Let's go to the houses.
All right.
I want to kill something.
What just happened there?
Not enough death.
Give me one sec, trying to get the map to load, right? Let's try this again. Nope, you don't like me today. There we go. Maybe. Maybe not.
So how many islands are in this cluster?
There's about 5 or 6 total islands.
And I'm assuming it's the largest one that has the buildings?
It's one of the largest ones you can see. And as you get closer to the islands, go ahead and make me a go ahead and make perception checks.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Aw. All right.
Why? Do you have cuckoo level passive perception?
I've got a 20 passive. Yeah.
So almost cuckoo level.
Almost, not quite.
In our other campaign, we have a cleric, and we specifically say she's not paying attention to anything because then we never miss anything.
All right.
Oh, you're very observant.
Just need Airtos's
Yes, this is a rock.
perception check.
This one, I think, is a tree.
You're correct.
That one over there, that's also a tree. You can tell by the way that it is.
No, clearly it's not a tree. It's
Oh,
standing
you're
there
right.
menacingly.
That one's an angry tree.
All right.
Throw the 3 has a 10 times higher score than me. Cool.
Yeah, this island looks kind of normal. It looks kind of like it might be the largest. As you pull up, there's a small dock, and you notice that this appears to be kind of a large fortress. That the cornerstones seem to be grown out of massive trees, and these walls sort of move across it. They appear to be living walls, kind of grown out of the trees, forming this circular enclosure around it as you pull up on the dock.
All right. I'm going to give instructions to Jace to have the crew guard the ship and help the engineer repair the bowsprit as much as he needs, whatever he asks for, hauling stuff up from the hold, whatever the case may be, while we investigate this. And we'll probably be docked for about a day at least while the repairs are happening.
What were we able to see as we were flying up?
Nothing.
Okay,
Just
so we
all
were
other
flying more. We were flying more at a straight angle than coming in from above.
You saw, a couple other islands, but nothing really stood out to you. Nothing major on them. Just
I mean,
Oh, I just was wondering if we had
Yeah.
seen anything into the fortress, or if we were coming from an angle that wouldn't let us see down on the island.
just a whole bunch of trees.
Okay.
all right. And with my 19, I didn't see anything peculiar.
Nope.
Okay.
That's how pawns move. You're dead. Sorry. Let's go in. Hello.
So as you approach this sort of living fortress, instead of a door, you see these gnarled, kind of twisted branches that cover across where this fortress's entrance, where a door would be. They're intertwined, kind of grown into each other, and sort of sealing off the way within.
Can I take one of these logs and just throw it on the branches to weigh them down? To walk across?
Sure, make a strength check.
Oh, shit. Okay. This log is muy heavy.
Boy.
Yeah.
So
I'm now Spanish, Cord.
as you kind of pick up the log, it's pretty hefty, right? You're decently strong. You kind of drag it along, kind of pulling it, and with kind of a surge, you kind of manage to prop it up, kind of chuck it, and it hits right on the brambles, and they do not sink under the weight.
Guys, there's a lot of brambles over here.
So, does anybody want to ask Delsamar if he knows anything about getting brambles to move out of
It's
the
a
way?
riddle. It's a riddle. I've seen these before. I've seen them. You have to answer the riddle, then all of the
But
branches
it has to
leave.
ask you the riddle in order to answer the riddle. If it doesn't ask the riddle, you can't answer the riddle.
Mm, I think we just need to know what to say.
So I'm gonna go get Thalsamar.
Friend. That's the answer.
But what's friend in
It's-
Ishvantal?
In Silvage, the Ishvantal is an order of the
right. What's friend?
Silvage.
What language do they
uh,
speak here?
I can speak it in my native
It's-
tongue.
It's
I can do
amigo.
it in Aquan. I will lift this tree and do the same.
If you tell me it's Mechlon, I will be very upset.
It's Mela.
Those were much simpler times.
Silvash is Elvish, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've got Elvish, but I'm.
Oh, that's our guy. I thought a
Alright.
damn bad guy just appeared right in front of us. He was red.
Oh!
He was red. He just popped up. I was
Everybody-
like, hot damn, man.
Everybody starts out as an enemy.
I'm sorry about your gate. Oh, hey, Telsumar. I
As-
was
as-
talking over here.
Now Samar comes off, he kind of looks at the building kind of in awe, and he's just like, the ancient art of the living trees. This is how the ancient Silvash once grew their homes, one with nature, growing them into the land. These tree homes is where you pulled the name elf from once. I have not. The Silvash as a people. No, we live within the trees, one with nature. Our homes are not built and torn and grow and dismantled and pulled apart as your own are. They are grown and we live in harmony with them.
Yes, I know.
Sounds
So
like you
would-
forced them to your will.
Yeah, would the trees be mad if I chopped them down so we could get in?
Would.
You do not need to anger the trees here, my friend.
What's that?
It is simple for you to pass. He kind of stares at it kind of lovingly. You can see like kind of this lost in it, and he looks over at Johannan. He's like, child of the elves, my captain. In order to pass, it appears that an ancient enchantment was placed here. The only one with Selvashi blood. Kurale. This is a fantastic moment for you to embrace your Selvashi heritage, my child. Merely prick your finger upon the thorns, and they shall pull apart to allow you passage.
I pricked my finger.
Nothing happens.
It doesn't work, you liar.
It must be one with Selvash blood, friend Korg.
You have to wash your blood.
I can wash my blood.
There's a stream right there.
Belina just curses in Sylvan.
You did it.
So
Dry my
can you
hands
open
on
the
me.
door for us, Thalsamar? Belina's just looking at him like, door.
He gestures for Johanan to have the honors.
Johanna just
Yep.
looks at. I doubt one so diluted would actually work.
Those who possess the grace of the Selvash, no matter how small, should be seen as friends and be able to pass.
Ah,
It is
see,
written-
you have to be friends.
It is written in some of the ancient scripts that the Empire used to recruit half-elves such as yourself to betray the Selvash and bypass the ancient wards for some of the elven homes.
Sounds like
order
a
to get
security
in.
flaw.
Well,
Yes, well,
maybe-
there is a reason we lost the war, Raj.
We.
Nobody would have thought that the Empire would kidnap our women and force themselves to raise spies against us.
It's possible. She pricks her finger and she goes, "It's possible that they have learned from their ways and diluted blood will not work anymore." And she
Yeah.
taps it with the dot of her blood.
Yeah, nothing happens. Dalsamar kind of furrows his brows as he's like,
Clearly not.
this makes no sense.
How tall are the walls?
They're about 30 feet high.
How tall are the thorns?
About 10 feet or so.
Ah,
But Dalsamar kind of studies and you hear him kind of muttering under his breath, and then he waves his hand, and as he does so, like his eyes kind of glow a little bit as he looks at it. He's like, no, it is the same enchantment from ages gone. This enchantment has existed for thousands of years. It should have worked just fine. And he walks up and he pricks his finger on it, and as he does so, the thorns kind of magically pull aside.
Clearly she's not a
I'll
savant.
I'll bet what this needs is not a woman, because you said that the spies would take the women and
No,
make
he meant
them have
force-
babies.
I'm not going to go through the birds and the bees with Korg. It's not happening. It's not happening. And Belina just walks in. It's like,
So Dalsamar just kind of stares at Johanan a bit in puzzled confusion.
There's two Belinas.
There is.
Why is there two Belinas? What happened?
I like this spell. Is there two
If
quirks?
you use your push to talk key, probably, and click on Belina.
Okay. I just clicked on her with my mouse. I didn't click anything else.
Hmm.
Yeah,
There.
okay, never mind.
And I just kind of, I not wanting to deal with having to explain how that would work to Korg, just walks in to look around
Okay.
with her passive perception.
As you enter, you notice that inside there's this massive tree that has kind of fallen. There's no leaves. It looks ancient and decayed. Just this massive dead tree in the center of the fort. Thelsamar kind of walks up behind you, and he as he looks at it, just this infathomable sadness kind of comes over him. He's like, the heart tree of the fortress. This would have been where the Sauvage would pray to the ancient aspects, and would be what keeps this fortress alive.
Then they
All the
didn't
growth you
pray
see
hard
here
enough.
would come from the root system of this one heart tree.
Wow.
It's
So
death and
if we
sadness for
healed,
all our people.
if we healed the middle tree, then the rest of this place would thrive again. Is what you're saying?
In theory, but this
I
tree
have-
is desiccated and dead for Ages.
Right, but I have this awesome magical fruit, and I pull out my last one.
No,
Would
do we
this
have any
work
more
on
of
it?
the life stones, or did we use all those,
The old tears of Gaia
or whatever they were from the back on?
from the ancient druid circle.
Yeah,
I only have the fruit.
I have a seed of life.
Yeah, I think
I have one
That
seed
might-
of life.
that might be it. Let me look at your.
I have one seed of life.
That was like so many sessions ago. I got
Right. So I pull
got
out
left.
my one seed of life and I show it.
And my one
Thelsamar.
magic fruit.
We can
And
water the
kinda-
seed with the magic fruit, with the juice from the magic fruit.
Players always do shit that you forget. About. 20.
Because Johanna has magic fruit left. We can
Fuck.
juice those fruit
I
and
also
water
have,
the
I have
seed with
two.
it.
I
Like
have two
20
magic
sessions
fruit.
ago, people. I gotta remember what these things did.
They bring
It
trees
brought
back to
shit
life.
back to
Yeah.
life.
They brought that tree back to life, pretty much, and it was just as desiccated. You described it so.
Theslamar kind of looks at this seed, and he's still got kind of his detect magic up as he's looking at it. Did you share blight?
Other direction, just in case you're wondering.
You could go either way. Regime
Yeah.
blighting or. So as he's looking at it, he's still got the detect magic to look at the enchantment, and he kind of gasps at it in like wonder and awe, and it's like this is fused
This
with
is
the
a-
ancient magic of the aspects of life.
Yes.
There's
This is a
potent
gift from
energy
the
here.
Eladrin. The Eladrin druids gave us these in order to heal their tree. They gave us 3, and we used 2 before. Doing it once healed the tree. A second time produced these fruit, and she pulls out one of the fruit.
Oh, I have
And-
one too.
Yeah, these.
Johanna pulls out hers.
Did you guys get
These-
the ones on Drazar? Oh wait, they burned out.
No,
I think
No, they
yeah, I
were,
think
they were
those are gone.
toasted.
yeah, no.
it was cooked fruit. It was yummy.
But and these fruit have a restorative property. So if we don't need the fruit, if we just want to heal the tree and the roots, which would then make this place thrive again.
In theory, it could work. I don't know.
Perhaps we should
Perhaps.
investigate to see if anyone's still here or anything's still here before we perform such a ceremony. Yes?
He's
Hello.
Yeah.
he's in complete shock, and he doesn't really know how to respond. He kind of
Over
gazes
here.
wonderingly at the dead heart tree, and then at this seed of life that you still had one left of from 20 sessions ago in your hand.
I put it away and I talked to him again. Perhaps we should see if there's any remnants left here of what was before we attempt to perform such a
Yes.
ceremony.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
Over
Of
Um,
course.
Belina,
Yeah.
there's a dead guy over there.
Oh.
Dead guy? Is it moving?
there is,
Not right now.
and there are
Yep.
graves over here.
Gonna
And there's
come this way.
graves.
Yeah, there's another dead guy in front of the graves over here,
He died of digging them.
or praying in front of them. It looks kind of maybe.
Probably digging.
Give me just a sec. My children are throwing a fit.
So, as you guys kind of look around here a little bit, and then Regine, are you joining the group up here?
Oh yeah.
Session 12. Yeah, so like 25 sessions ago.
Like totally 20 question mark. Actually,
No,
Regine
no,
is,
sorry, 15.
Apologies.
15 sessions
Slight
ago.
meltdown.
Regine is
15, I'm
far
bad
more
at-
interested in the corpse.
So, Yeah.
As Regine rushes towards these corpses, you notice there appears to be some sort of blacksmith-like forging area over here, Regine. Forge tools, various materials, a few bars of a strange metal, and what appears to be the corpse of an ancient skeleton, still somewhat preserved as you look at with your innate knowledge of death. Go ahead and make me a wisdom check. Or a medicine check, rather. Make a medicine check. Trained in medicine.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. It glitched as I grabbed it. There we go. That's worse.
It was worse.
It's dead. Very dead.
Ooh,
Well-
let's make sure it stays dead.
I go ahead and cast Speak with the Dead.
Does Speak with Dead work on something super old?
Oh, no.
I
hold
thought
on.
there was a time frame,
There's a
or
10
you had
day.
to have a skull.
Pull up the spell. I don't
You can
remember.
talk to
Hold on.
anybody who's ever died ever. That's how the spell works. I'm confident.
I don't have my.
I know
phone on
all
me.
about talking with dead people. Is anybody looking? Can I snag those bars?
It has to have a mouth. Can't be
Okay.
undead. Spell fails if the corpse was a target of the spell within the past 10 days. Here.
Okay, that's maybe where the requirement was.
Yeah, so you can't recast it on the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew there was something about 10 days in there.
Yeah.
I love being able to share the spells now. Such a great feature of Fantasy
That is
Grounds
pretty
Unity.
good.
Yes, finally being able to share spell descriptions.
Is
Alright.
anybody paying attention? Can I steal those bars?
I mean, I'm paying attention, but I don't care.
You're talking to a dead guy.
Make me a deception check in the dice tower.
Oh, there's a dice tower. Holy shit.
Me or Korg?
Cork.
Oh, I'm very deceptive. No one's gonna see this shit.
Alright. And then let me pull up the. For some reason, I don't have this sheet open like I normally do. Everybody except Johannan sees you.
I yell, "Hey guys, look, metal bars!" and start putting it in my bag.
Well, actually, I guess you should make a sleight of hand check, not a deception check. I apologize.
Oh,
My
that's
mistake.
much better. That's much better.
I told you to do the wrong thing. Everybody sees you, including Johannan.
Hey guys, look! Bars! There's no bars or something over here. And I put it in my bag.
Who cares?
I'm gonna investigate the graves and this guy over here.
Okay, so the graves are all super ancient. You're kind of investigating over there, and as you're kind of looking around, there's kind of like this ancient kind of skeleton looking kind of body that just kind of seemed to collapse there. And Regine, your magic takes hold on this kind of corpse, and the skeleton like and the jaw kind of opens and you see it infused with magic. You can ask it 5 questions. And you all see Regine cast
I
this
see it
spell.
coming back alive. Can I?
Everyone, come here. If you
Can I
wish to know what
bring him-
happened, come here.
Oh, are you bringing it back, or is it coming back on its own?
I did this. Leave it alone.
Okay. All right. Warning next time.
Is
Thesselmar, you should be here.
Ooh, ask it what its name is.
I can hear from over here. You can... Points at her big ears.
Well, friend, do you know what happened here?
Yes.
That's question 1. What happened
He
here?
knows what happened.
We died.
That's question 2.
He's quite
Alina calls
talkative.
out from across the
Thesselmar,
courtyard.
I need a lawyer. It's always tricky.
You
these
need a
bodies.
wordsmith.
It wouldn't matter. They're always this way.
Still investigating the graves over here.
What did you die from?
Old age.
Time.
Ha, what a wonderful thing. You have any questions there, Samar?
There's 2 left.
Johannan?
2 left.
I think only you can ask the questions.
Well, I know. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
querying.
Just
What kind of metal is this?
What medal? No medals.
an ancient one for ancient rites.
Oh, that's good to know.
Oh,
That means it's expensive. I got one left.
Make a new job.
Does either one of you have any kind of things to ask?
Dalsomar doesn't have a purpose here other than learning ancient Selvashi secrets. You guys are the ones searching for things.
Well,
Right.
maybe
What's the
this
thing
is
asking for again?
this clearly is an
Asking
ancient
A
Savashi.
wayfinder. Ask about the wayfinder.
Ask about the rune things.
Can you tell us how to use a wayfinder?
That's not the right
Yes.
question.
And then the body
Disintegrate.
falls silent.
Crush its skull. Don't let it come back again.
All right, 10 days from now we'll get a better answer.
Try on this one. Points to the other corpse.
Okay. Other corpse.
Okay.
Come up with the questions before you animate the corpse.
Well, okay,
Try-
okay. So, somebody
Alright.
give me some questions. I asked. Nobody was telling me anything.
Ask them where they keep the food at.
No.
No.
All the food here would be rotten by now.
I'm
Okay.
hungry.
Okay.
All right.
First,
So, first question would be: is there a wayfinder here?
how about we put that in chat so I remember to say it correctly.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm going to do a medicine check to try to see what is the relative age of this person that died.
Yes.
The relative ages.
Surprisingly well kept for a skeleton that's over 1,000 years old from your cursory examination.
The corpse is 1,000. What about the person when they died?
When they died,
Mhm.
how intimate with elven physiology would you say Rajin is? He is a death cleric, so very intimate with death.
Yeah.
What's an appropriate DC for this?
7.
It's tough to tell.
14.
You could tell it was definitely a male elf. 14 is an automatic success. It can't be
Yeah.
that.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be 14. Only
several-
14.
Several centuries old in life at the least. From what you can tell
Well, that's
with your
wonderful.
knowledge.
They at least know something. All right.
Over 300 years of age at least.
Okay. It's not a child.
I don't think that
Yeah.
Korg gets to out of character decide.
What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not me.
Decide
Yes.
what?
Okay.
Okay.
It's fine. Out of character. It's fine. It's fine. I was just messing with you.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no proof.
Ah. Okay. I cast Animate Dead.
Okay.
No, I said the wrong thing. Sorry.
Like,
Speak with Dead.
Then you won't ever be able to speak with dead on it.
Yeah. Speak with Dead.
Okay. Speak with dead. As the magic sort of infuses the body, it kind of your dark negative aether energy encapsulates it, and the skull starts kind of clickering and clattering, glowing with that inner baleful light as it stares at you. You get the distinct impression it's not pleased.
It was sleeping comfortably.
Apologies, friend. I bring you here to ask a favor. uh, could you? Stop. Right there. Right. How is
All right.
a wayfinder used?
You must channel it with your heart's desire.
Where is a wayfinder?
Here.
Okay. Where here is a wayfinder.
Where here is a wayfinder?
Where you will never reach.
It's up in the tree. I knew it.
All right, we'll go out of there. How do we safely navigate the storms?
Yes. How do we safely navigate the storms?
I don't know.
How do
Okay.
we dissipate the
Yep.
storms?
How do we dissipate the storms?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Bye, friend.
Bye bye.
All right.
All
That's
right.
4.
No, that was 5.
That was
Was
the
that
fifth.
5?
Yeah.
That
Was
was
it?
5.
What was the first one?
Yep.
How
How
do
is it
we-
used?
How do you use it?
How is a wayfinder used? Is there a wayfinder here?
No.
Where-
Where is a
Or
wayfinder?
Where is the wayfinder here? How do we safely navigate the storms and how do we dissipate the storms?
No, he said,
There
where
were
is it?
I
You
said-
Yeah.
asked twice about where it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
You
asked where I could
Where is
find
a
one.
wayfinder?
Yep.
Here. Where here is it? Where you will never reach.
Yeah.
Right, that's twice.
And then
Yeah.
Oh, and then how is it
And then
used?
twice about
Okay.
the.
Okay,
Yep,
so yeah,
and then
that's
twice
fine.
about the
Okay.
storms.
So there's
Hopefully-
one here. Apparently somewhere we'll never find it. Belina holds up quotation fingers and just looks.
I look at the tree.
Probably.
Was there
the
at that stone dais at the base of the tree? Was there anything that looked like it might be an entrance? If we go back and investigate it further, of some sort.
Roll me investigation check.
Ooh, investigation checks, skills.
Oh, hello, Belina. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a way inside. You want to help?
Oh, sure, I'll help you.
That would give you advantage technically.
Well,
No, I'm
if
rolling.
if he's proficient.
Get good, scrubbed.
Oh,
I
wow.
got -2 and still scored yours.
You don't see anything.
Nothing.
No.
What are we looking for again?
We're looking to see if there's some sort of hidden entrance here at this stone dais.
What? Why would there be a secret entrance in this altar?
Well, because maybe if something were hidden, they'd want it somewhere well protected. You know, a hidden entrance into.
You
a
know what I
temple below
think?
the ground.
As
I'll
you
bet that the tree could open up. I bet if it was still alive, we could open up the door.
As you look at the altar, you notice it's inscribed with ancient Sylvan and Elfish runes.
I can read
Um,
Sylvan.
and they kind of blend into a sort of unique language. So it starts off with Sylvan and then sort of seems to change to Elfish,
Don't know
creating
if I
a.
know Elven.
Let's double check your character sheet.
No, I have Empire and Sylvan. I don't know Elven. I call.
I have Elven and Sylvans.
Yeah. So Johanna would probably be better with this one. I waved Johanna over. I was like, hey,
Johanna comes over. What do you need?
Ronnie, get out of the way.
hey, there's a thing. Hey, over here. Listen.
Listen, hey, listen.
Over here.
So, as you look at, you see like these scripts. It seems to talk. It kind of flows, and it's difficult to get a handle on it. So go ahead and make me intelligence check.
Just intelligence?
Just intelligence.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay.
I can help with the Sylvan parts. that-
You get
Whatever.
bits and pieces of it, not the whole picture. As you kind of look through it, it looks like it tells some sort of tale about the aspects of the ancient divinity, you know, guiding yourself in some way towards their light. And just talk some sort of like blessed, uh, strange blessing of some sort. Um, Either they used to pray here to the aspects, or perhaps it was a sacred shrine to help protect the area. It's difficult to tell. You don't get the whole picture, but it definitely had some sort of devotion towards ancient divine aspects, somehow relating to light or darkness or something.
I explain what I'm getting to Belina.
I listen and I nod, and I kind of sit there and I think about it for a minute, and I know that I'm able to tap a little bit into life magic with through my bardic inspiration, through my muse aspects of the muse and all that other wonderful things, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to help here. So I ask where it says light on the in the scripture. Where does it say? Where does it start talking about light and anything?
She indicates anywhere and everywhere that
Yeah, it's difficult because since you're not getting the full thing, it doesn't say like the word light in Elfish or Sylvan. You're kind of inferring that it's referencing some kind of light based upon the way like the letters and the characters are working.
So I move on to the dais, right? And I'm gonna just step right onto it. And then I'm going to try and channel uh, my aspect through the muse, and try and access just the ability that allows me to heal and control light and things of such. And I'm going to try and channel some of that aspect energy of the divines into the dais itself, and try and in a form of prayer, sort of.
Okay. Are you gonna cast a spell as that, or just infusing like you do when you're doing other things? Like how sometimes we infuse things, kind of that is what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's because we've been using that terminology when we try and
Yeah.
channel the aspects. We
So
try and infuse
so
things. We try and pray in that manner. I'm not going to try and cast a spell at it because I don't see the point yet. But if it takes
yeah.
the use of a
Uh
spell slot, I will so do so.
well,
But
it does not. Nothing
okay,
happens when you do that. It just
okay.
kind of the aether kind of fuses the region and kind of just blows off and does nothing.
All right. I cast
Anyway,
light on the dais,
It glows with
and
light.
I cancel it. Yep, no, I'm out of
Is
ideas.
What are you trying to do here?
I just I get down off of here. It's like, so there's some script here that's a mix of Sylvan and Sylvash ancient text, and I don't know if maybe Thelsamar might be more help, but it's talking about something that neither of us really can get a grasp on.
But
Maybe Thelsamar can help a little
is it
bit.
a door?
We don't know. Well, the guy said that it was hidden, that the Wayfinder was hidden somewhere. We'll never find it. And I figure the best place to hide something is usually right out in front.
This is too
And
obvious.
but because if you hide something out in the open, people are less likely to notice it.
It's clearly the
Or-
tree.
Well, I mean, the tree itself is one thing, but I mean, I could climb the tree, but I doubt that would do any good.
No, it's inside the tree.
Right. Well, you have to find a way in the tree without hacking the tree down. But no, I was hoping maybe that this altar had something to do with it. Maybe if this was supposed to be some sort of temple. Right now, this just looks like a wooden fort. I mean, it's got the ground floor, it's got some towers around the outside and walls.
I've already
in the
shared
center-
some of my options for getting rid of trees.
No, I don't think getting rid of the trees is a good idea. Needless to say, so I think maybe I thought maybe that this being a central thing would have something to do with it. Where's Telsamar?
Well, okay.
He's still over here at like the forge area, kind of checking out.
Do these external trees, do they have like doors on them? They have stairs. I don't know if I'm supposed to see that.
Yeah, it's like it's a bisection of the top.
You don't
of
see anything at that one?
I check all four.
I mean, if this is what we're gonna do, we're all just gonna walk around in circles checking for doors for all day.
That's
just
what
we're gonna
Cork's-
do. This is the game today. Check for
This-
doors.
That's what Cork's been doing for the past 20 minutes.
I just
Seriously.
really am not investigative. Leave me alone. I
He's
don't
gonna-
know what I'm looking for.
Get a -1 one time.
All right. So I guess I
Okay.
will go look for a door. Can I go look for a door? Since
If
everybody
everyone's
else
looking
seems-
for doors, I'll
Which is
push
what we're
this
gonna
out
do.
to everybody. How can you all be this bad?
We're not
Have you
intelligence-based
met us?
characters. Look at our stats.
You do not understand how bad we can be.
I
How
have
can
no
so
in-
many? How can so many people roll ones?
I have no intelligence.
I'm telling you, I'm at a different tree. Let me try again. I'm telling you, we're not intelligence-based characters here. This is why we brought the wizard.
Average intelligence.
But you're not having him do anything. He's just
Yeah,
standing
that's
by the
cheating. We don't
forge.
bring NPCs with high int to roll for us.
He's here to be useless for the first time ever.
Wait. You have a passive investigation because of your
does?
feat. Because of you have observant.
Oh, I do. My observant
Yes.
feat.
I forgot that it gives you passive investigation of 16. Bellina,
Ah!
you notice the DC 15 doors.
Oh. What are you guys looking for? As I walk around, I'm like, what are you guys looking for?
Some
As-
food.
Doors?
As they're walking
You mean
around,
this door right here?
really, very well blended into the trunk of these trees, almost seamlessly blended in. You casually notice there's a small kind of outline and there's like this growth in the bark in the tree that looks kind of like a branch shaped kind of like handle.
Yeah. I mean, what are you guys looking for? Doors. Oh, you mean these? Pulls the door open.
Thank God for your feet, because you don't understand. Ready? Bellina rolled a 1. So you had a total of 2. Korg had a -1 for the third time. Let's see. Airtos got a total of a 10. Rajin got a 2. Jahanan rolled a 1.
My intelligence is -2. I shouldn't be
Corks.
using any investigative skills.
Korg's been walking around this whole time, and I've just been giving him unlimited secret investigation checks because he's been moving his token around. We must have done like 20 hidden invisible checks for it. And he was just getting -1, 3, -1, 3, 4,
Yeah, it's all right.
5.
You asked Will Wheaton to roll with a -2 to his roll?
Yeah.
Come on.
I've got a
You did this
21.
to
I
yourself.
have a 21 passive perception.
This is investigation.
I'm like,
I think there's a door here too.
Alright. and I got a 16 passive investigation. It's like,
I forgot about your passive investigation.
yeah, me too
that's-
though. Me
That's
too.
my
though.
bad. Because you
I
only
also
usually
forgot.
see it for perception, and I was like,
Right.
oh wait, no, you get investigation too.
My passive
Yep.
investigation is
You-
8.
Pull the door open. This musky scent kind of wafts out, as though this door has not been open for centuries.
Oh, hey, found the door.
I prestidigitate my
Still-
lavender cloth again, and I hold it to my face.
Yes, and it's you see kind of this root structure or branch structure kind of grown out of the tree that forms stairs going up, and it kind of burrows into the ground into a sort of underground area.
Up or down?
Probably down.
I called Johanna and Earthos over. Hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and go into one of these 4 doors.
There's 4 on this tree? Where's the
No.
other one?
No, there's a door on that tree, and a door on that tree, and a door on that tree over there. I thought you guys saw them before.
Why can't I move? I am broke.
You are broke.
I froze. Ah!
Okay. Airtos and Johanna, do you hear his call for?
Yes,
calls,
I will be responding to Belina.
Yeah, all 4 of these trees have doors. They're obvious. It's right here. You see, it even looks like a door handle. It's-
As he points it out, you're like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense now that you've pointed it out to me.
That's clearly just a branch.
That's what they do. Telsamar even said when we came in that they molded the trees to be their homes.
Can't mold trees. They're
That
made
it's
of
magic.
wood.
No,
Magic.
You subjugate the
can-
trees to your
woods-
will.
Woods can turn into mold when they get old.
True statement.
Right. Hey, Korg, you want to go first? Up or down?
Oh,
I'll let you choose.
I'm going up!
We're going up.
Oh, they don't know the story of the last time somebody let Harold
God.
choose to go up
Oh god.
in a staircase.
I went straight up. Let's do it.
Okay,
Where is he? Where is he? I'm ready this time.
as you guys head up, you get into the ancient boughs of the tree, and it seems to form these walking platforms that go out onto the walls themselves to allow you to be able to circle around the
Like
area.
parapets.
Yeah. They seem to serve the same purpose. Only normally they'd be lush and green with life, but now everything's kind of dried out and old and not quite falling apart, but definitely like a little dry and brittle.
Yeah, we definitely need to heal this tree. You know, this would be a
I'm working
great
on that.
base. Nobody can get here, right? Except those of us that are skilled enough to pilot the storms, right?
So
It's in the middle of nowhere.
So,
Nobody
not
comes
us.
out here.
we barely got here.
We only got hit once.
You woke me up because we almost died and made me steer the ship.
Hey, it
I
wasn't
just
bad enough to
needed
wake
you
me
to
up.
hold the wheel so that the wind didn't knock Johannan over. I could have just asked you to hold Johannan in place, but I think she would have been uncomfortable with
I'm
that.
gonna die anyway. It doesn't matter.
Why? I am very strong. She would not fall off.
That's why I stood between you and the wheel. I was perfectly safe.
Okay, well, next time we'll just let Johannan control the wheel, and then you can just hold Johannan in place.
Sure, that will work.
Although I can't guarantee that the wheel wouldn't jerk out of my hand.
That's why you have Korg there for backup.
I will be supportive and catch it if it does or something. I don't know. Put my head in the
Yes.
way.
Nothing goes over his head because he would catch it.
I am over 6 feet tall. It'd be a very hard thing to throw something over my head. As long as
She
it's
is taller
heavy.
than you, though.
Yeah, and also very weak.
Moving right along. So we're up on the parapets. We go around. Is there anything up here other than the parapets?
Not really.
So down then?
Then we go down.
All the way down. Yay! We do a full square and then come back and go down.
Okay. Eratos, for you, everything looks, as you start to go down. Everybody else is pitch black.
I
Super.
cast light. Can I just cast light and just say I did this?
So, you cast light,
Yes.
and then so things kind of light up as you go down. The earth kind of parts as you get deeper into the root structure. You can see several roots kind of going across from the walls towards the center and other areas, and it comes down into this underground chamber that seems to be kind of carved out, and there's carved kind of walkways through the earth. It's not stoneworked or anything like that, but it definitely appears very much it's still intact even after centuries of misuse. There's cobwebs and dust and various dirt going on, and little side chambers here and there kind of looping around the exterior of the area.
Hey, now that we're away from that guy, isn't it strange that the Sylvash use blood magic? Very close
What?
to death. Oh, blood magic. Prick your finger on the door, you get in. You gotta use blood.
Magic is magic, if you want my opinion.
I am unaware of what I've never heard of that type of magic before.
Well, you saw it today with your own eyes.
What was it? Oh, the piercing on the ward on the vines.
Yes. Specifically blood.
Well, I mean,
I mean, there are.
Takes desperate
It's
measures
just
to
a
use those kind of sacrifices, let me tell you what.
How
it's
desperate are you then?
Not at all. I don't use my own blood.
your own blood. We're not getting into this right now. We're gonna go ahead and move right past this subject and keep searching. Do we have a map of this area, or did
No.
Don't worry, I will remember.
they're
I
just
am very
tunnels.
good at it.
So we're assuming tunnels, quote unquote.
Don't laugh,
Yes.
it's part of my background. I'm very good at
All right.
remembering
How,
terrain.
how tall are the tunnels?
They're like a little around 6 feet, a little they're designed for elves.
I duck a
How
little
Elves are
bit.
about 6.5 feet tall.
wide are the tunnels?
They're like 3 feet wide.
I am uncomfortably tight. I can't fit in here.
I can't either.
I'm easily more than that.
Like 100% Korg and I have to
Does
go
my
sideways,
turtle shell
maybe.
even, if I fit, I don't know that I fit if I turn sideways either.
Hold on, I can't even crouch and fit in here because my
That's
knees
what
would
I'm
bang against the
saying.
wall.
There's no room for me in here. All right, you're on your own. Good luck, guys.
Good
I'll
luck.
wake up here. You don't need me.
Have fun. But as both the tanks
All
leave.
right, I
Have fun
guess.
storming the castle.
Think it'll work? So, Belina, Johanna, and Earthos, off we go. Yeah.
I can't fit.
As the three of you move through these tunnels,
Sounds like a bad joke. A human, a bunny, and a lizard walked into a tree.
half elf.
Yeah, half elf.
So,
Sure.
while we're kind of alone,
Doesn't change the fact that it sounds like a bad
Belina
joke.
will turn and whisper to Johannan. And I'm just gonna. How do you whisper to someone?
You right click on their portrait and then hit whisper, or you can type /W space and their name.
Right click their portrait. It didn't work. Oh, up here.
Oh.
Yeah, right click their portrait in Fantasy Grounds and then just
Okay.
hit whisper.
Whisper. All right. And just say, and you can see these, right?
I can see all the whispers.
Okay. Yeah. And this is in Sylvan.
Okay, since you both have, you can just type in Sylvan.
I know,
and then-
but I'm whispering it.
Okay, in
No-
Sylvan.
No,
Got it.
Yeah.
no metagaming.
Super metagame.
Super.
I don't know.
super.
I don't know what he's saying.
So,
Yeah.
no. Speaking of
So as you're moving through these tunnels, and Belina is whispering ever so cautiously to Johanan in in a language that Ertos, even with your exceptional hearing, you cannot quite understand what they're saying.
Yep.
Because you don't recognize the language.
Yep.
You notice there's kind of small chambers kind of carved out of the walls, and the tunnels seem to circle around the center but never head towards the center. And as you're going through, uh, there's like this use here, lots of chambers. It looks like this area was mostly places where maybe warriors stayed. All the rooms are very sparse and very pristine. You see like an area to like hang up armor, areas to hang up weapons and stuff as you go through. Very disused. And eventually you kind of get to an area, as you get kind of towards this southeast corner. It opens up to a rather large room that looks like some sort of dining hall in some way. And you see this figure kind of seated at the very end. It looks kind of decrepit and old, sitting in a large chair up on a slightly raised dais. And as you start to approach it and the light kind of casts over it, you see it take a shuddering breath. And we'll take our midstream break.
All right.
Because if you want to keep the wizard of your
we hear from a lot of people who see these briefings as sort of happy talk briefings. And
No happy talk today.
you and
And welcome back from our midstream break as we left our heroes. Belina, Johannan, and Ertos navigate these small, tight tunnels. You entered into a large dining room area, and as you guys whisper amongst each other, your light casts itself across this form sitting in a chair on the dais, and as the light covers it, you hear this intake of breath. And it slightly moves on its chair to look up at you.
Still.
You're muted, Belina.
Oh, sorry. I turned my mic off because dealing with children. Um, so Belina goes into scared bunny mode. Nose is twitching. She's kind of like shaking a little bit because this is a very, very old something, and we are in its place, which is not
What-
cool.
What does the very old something like? Before I completely down.
What does the very old something what?
Look like.
From your distance, it looks like a withered and ancient Silvash.
It looks like a fireball target, is what it looks like.
It kind of, as the light casts upon it, it with a shuddering and rasping breath. Comes to the home of the Shvanta.
Couldn't
Well,
make
that's a
out
good thing.
any of that.
Said, welcome to the home of the Ishvantal.
Who comes to the home
Oh,
of the
see?
Ishvantal?
Well, we were kind of making up what you were saying.
Does he say that in Elvish
he said,
or
here's your wayfinder.
Common.
Thanks for coming, guys.
right?
In Elfish. In Elfish.
Okay. So I don't understand what happened. Got it. I'll leave that one to Johannan then.
Johannan respond. Oh, I guess Johannan will respond in Slush. We are here seeking knowledge and a wayfinder.
What knowledge do you seek?
A descendant of yours is above. He is seeking to understand more about the Savash that lived in this area.
Ishvanta
Correct.
are
Yes.
lost for time. We were no match for Gareth Mordan and his cursed Aether magic. He cursed this land. And the Ishvanta are no more.
And Johanna does a quick catch up for everybody else.
Okay. Belina kind of tries to shake off the scared bunny. You think she'd be okay in tunnels? I mean, she's a bunny, but no, dead people talking, but not dead because they should be dead because it's the other corpse was
So
1,000 years
definitely,
dead. And
you have never seen an elf like this old. Like it's almost like almost a walking corpse. It's a miracle he's alive.
okay, so Belina's gonna calm down and think for a minute. And he's like, hold on, okay, so, um, still alive. You told him about the person up there seeking knowledge. Um, let him know that we seek to utilize the Wayfinder to remove a cult from uh, that is trying to uh, pervert magic as we know it,
And then
as the world knows it.
in common, I speak your tongue,
Oh,
child of the woods.
okay.
Come closer to the light, so I can see you all.
Yeah, just go to the light.
Belina holds up the thing that she cast light on,
And well, he moves his like one finger, and like the room kind of lights up with this kind of shimmering silver dim light that kind of covers the room.
oh, okay. So come out of the tunnel and look around a little bit more, taking in the surroundings.
So it's like a large dining hall.
Okay.
Him up on the chair, kind of in that dais, just kind of barely moving at all. You just the shuddering breaths as he comes in, and other than the finger and his mouth moving, not much else kind of moves or changes.
Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, uh, so yes, there a Savash named Thelzamar is 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 still up examining the altar in front of your tree, which we would like, if at all possible, to try and bring life back to. Um, that's one of our things that we'd like to do, but we didn't know if there was anybody still living here, and we wanted to check first before performing a ceremony of such. Number two, we're we are looking for the Wayfinder because there's a bad cult that wants to uh, pretty much pervert all magic as the world knows it and use it to their advantage. And uh, um, if you thought the Empire was bad, this is like 10 times worse, um, sort of thing. And yeah, um, right.
Do not speak of evils you do not know, child.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't back there. That's fair. Um, thing to consider. This cult has found what's called the Temple of the Primes, and they want to control all the primal aether in the world.
Then they could finally steal Mordon's power and end the bastard for all ages.
Um, I don't think Gareth Mordaunt is still alive.
He lives. He will always live.
How is that possible?
Mordon has perverted the aether of this. He has harnessed his powers for endless life,
Then
moving from one host to another
that's
in
something.
his bloodline.
So that's something else that this cult was doing, was looking for other ways to transfer life to into other things. So that's something else that this cult was doing as well. That I wonder if Gareth Mordaunt is actually in charge of this cult and is craving more power.
Wodan knows the secrets of soul transfer already. He stole the soul of my son and placed it in the body of a machine ages ago. When he ripped the essence from the heart tree and doomed the Ishvanta for all ages.
So if we put life essence back into the heart tree, would that help anything? Because I have this, and I take out the seed of life.
Come closer.
I
I can't see from here.
I move closer.
Closer.
I I don't know what closer is because we don't have any depiction here. I'm moving. It's like I get.
How close? The room's like 30 feet by 30 feet. How close do you
And where did we start?
get? 30 feet away.
Okay, so I moved to 10 feet
Away or 10 feet closer?
closer. I mean, like I'm
Okay.
10 feet
Oh.
away from him.
And I moved backwards, so I mean,
Yeah, I saw. You're backwards.
So yeah, I moved. Okay, so if we say it's 30 feet,
Closer.
okay, I guess I'm gonna move within 5 feet of this guy.
Yeah.
Why not?
And he kind of holds out his hand just a bit. It barely kind of moves, kind of creaking forward a bit.
I don't. If I give it to you, I won't be able to use it on the tree.
Child, let me see what you have.
All right. I guess I give it to him.
And as he holds it in his hand, he kind of gasps, and it kind of falls out of his hand and clatters across
Can
the
I-
floor.
Could I catch it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. You could catch it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if you want a dexterity check or anything.
No, you're dexterous. You can grab it.
Like, whoop.
So you just snatch it up real quick. Like a seed of life from the ancient ways. With that, you could restore the life tree.
She just kind of nods.
Bring life back to this ancient home. But you could never repair the isles that Mordon shattered with his magic,
No.
fracturing our home.
But if I were to heal the tree, this could become possibly a safe haven for more Sauvage trying to get away from the Empire. Mordaunt himself sealed this place away with the storms, so only the bravest and most adept pilots can come here.
The Sauvage have lost their ways. They abandoned the Ishvantal, the most holy of all Ishvantal, and betrayed their kind to worship at the feet of an abomination. They do not deserve the secrets of the ancient ways.
But the Sauvage that's here, the one upstairs, is a enemy to the Empire. He hates the Empire with a passion.
As is just and right.
He has dedicated his life to rediscovering lost knowledge in the Ishvantal, turning as much as he can.
This
Wisdom of the old ways.
Sauvage What are Korg and Regine doing?
Playing my bagpipes, chilling.
Watching this elf guy who is now.
He's just investigating like the shrine. He's kind of taking notes,
I'm
doing
becoming a
charcoal
bard.
rubbings on the runes, stuff like that.
Clearly, he's a blood
Yeah.
magic user.
You're multi-class again.
Oh yeah, I'm multi-classing as a bard right now. I'm trying to inspire Thalsmar.
He's doing
With my
charcoal
bagpipes.
rubbings. How is that blood magic?
No, he has performed blood magic for.
Okay.
So,
So
but yeah, so I'm sorry, I missed out on what Johanan said and what you said afterwards because
I didn't say anything after because you said
Hold on a sec. Yeah, no, all I could hear was my wife crinkling a chip bag or something.
It's called I'm in the process of getting ready for Easter. I'm stuffing the eggs that I had.
It's real.
Anyways, he takes in
The Easter
another
bunny will hide tomorrow.
shuddering breath. This elf with you. Is he a warrior?
No, he
Does he is a traitor to the Sauvage then?
I don't understand. How can someone who uses any sort of magic be a traitor to their own race? That doesn't make sense.
The Sauvage were graced with the power of divinity, infused with the aspects of divine light. It wasn't until Mordaunt showed with his aether of arcane that the Sauvage abandoned their ways to embrace the ways of the Empire.
But you don't understand. It's been so long. He was born after all that happened and had no knowledge of your previous abilities, which is why he's trying to research it now and find a way to get back to what the Sauvage and the Isvantal used to be, because that knowledge was not passed down. It was lost.
He has sealed his fate. The secrets of the Sauvage and the Ishvantal are lost to him forever.
So you're saying that you're giving up on your entire race because of something that is completely out of their control now?
You know nothing!
I know nothing.
You know
I've lived in this world for
nothing.
my entire life while you've been hidden away here, buried in a tomb. This is what that is right now. You are dying here. You're not even really alive anymore. This is ridiculous. You're hiding away your knowledge here because you lost, and you're still mad because you lost, and you don't want to pass on your knowledge to your ancestors because they don't know any better.
He kind of rises a bit. Shut your mouth, you foolish creature!
No,
you know
you shut
not
your mouth.
what you
This is
speak.
ridiculous. This is not how you treat your children. You're supposed to teach your children. You're supposed to pass down your knowledge. If you can't pass down your knowledge, what good are you?
You know nothing. He has sealed himself off by his choice.
But maybe his children or the future children will have the choice if he has the knowledge to pass on so that they can make that choice. If the knowledge is gone forever, what good does it do anyone? Right
the
now.
knowledge cannot be passed on. It must be earned by those who are warriors, those touched with divine. Those who have tainted themselves cannot pass the blessing of the moon.
What?
They cannot inherit the blessing of the Ishvantal if they have touched the arcane arts.
All right, I
He
understand that he
cannot learn them.
I have heard And this goes back to an earlier bit you were telling us. I have heard of a Sauvage, or an Ishvantal at that, who was trapped inside a metal. Is that... What is the...
You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, Doll,
I
your
don't know
push
if
to
you're-
talk is not working very well at all.
Is that better?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's better.
Okay. what I had said. Sorry, I gotta try and find my train of thought again. Earlier, you spoke of one of your own being forced into a metal body. I have heard of a Sauvage who is trapped in a metal body in this day and age. What significance does he have?
Did this person you speak of carry a dual-bladed sword?
He did.
You speak of my son, Serval.
He had no memory and was just using the weapon by reflex. And his power, from what we saw when we met him, was not like anything else we'd seen. It was not arcane. It was not aether based.
He still had his gifts to channel the divine. And he kind of smiles a bit. Like, his soul was still pure to pass the trials, to earn the blessings, to learn the legacy of the Ishvantal. Where is my son now?
The last known location is on an isle known as Burnsall.
I know not where this isle lies, but you will have to choose another. Time is running out. You must choose one to pass the trial, to unlock the path to the heart of the order.
Does it have to be a Sauvage?
No.
My magic is not of the arcane.
Yours is.
No, bards are of
Bards are
mutes.
arcane.
Yeah.
Bards
Bards are
cast arcane
arcane?
magic. Yes.
Yep, bards are arcane magic.
Really?
Yeah.
You know who doesn't
Is
use
it-
magic?
So just the
Orc.
the only person who's not arcane is
Orc.
our cleric of death upstairs,
Uh,
and the barbarian.
No,
The bar-
that's
Wait,
the
the
death
barbarian.
aspect.
The barbarian.
Is Erthos arcane?
No, he would be
Range-
divine.
No, yeah, he's ranger, which is basically divine.
Barbarian.
She
Iritos, Korg, and Rajin.
okay. So, but the only person that can fit down here is Erthos.
Is Erthos, who's
Currently with
freaking
you?
out about a semi-dead person, as far as he knows.
Hey, Belina turns around and looks back down the hall they came from, and because when she doesn't see Erthos in the room,
Yep.
she's like, "Hey,
You can't see Iritos at all. He's just.
I can't. He's in the darkness. But I'm looking down the hall where we came from. Erthos, are you back there?"
No.
Like, hey,
No.
no. Well, I. So this guy over here, he hates the Empire almost as much as you do. even though he's mostly dead. Mostly dead, not all dead. If it was all
Yeah.
dead, the only thing you could do is, check his pockets, look for loose change.
That's 2 Princess Bride references tonight.
Well, we're kind of in that setup, so.
Anyways,
Uh,
but
As you look around, you do notice that there's like a stairway in the corner leading up from this room.
leading up, like into the central tree, up.
No, like you're in like the bottom right corner now.
Oh, so we made our way all the way down over here ish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So you said it was a 30 by 30 room?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically we're almost underneath the center area if you were to look at it that way.
Okay. So we're over here where my character is kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Where was the staircase?
I turn back to the guy and I'm like, well, there are 3 of our group here that don't access any arcane magic. 2 of which have use of divine magic. And 1 who is just a brute.
I will entrust the fate of the Ishvantal to you. You must bring them here.
Okay. So I turn back around. Ertos, come here, please.
Slowly
Do-
slink out from the darkness.
You want to get?
Johannan looks at Belina and goes, I'll go up. And she uses the stairs to the tower we're near and goes up and goes, I need you, gentlemen.
oh, where,
Uh.
where did you come from? I thought you were in that tree over there.
The trees connect underneath. Now, I need you guys to come down this one. There's a room under us. We have someone for you to speak with.
We couldn't fit in there last time.
Yeah, is there
Well,
more
You just-
room in
you
this
just have
one?
to- You just have to get down the stairs. There's a room at the bottom of the stairs. You don't have to go through any halls.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Now, don't be surprised by his appearance. And then she looks over at the elephant, and no, he is not dead. Yet.
Oh, they found the people alive here.
We
That's
need to make him
he's
dead.
probably not really dead, really alive.
So you guys head downstairs and you see this ancient, decrepit, elf sitting on the chair as you approach, and he's just go closer.
Gladly.
Belina's like, it's okay.
Okay.
I already have been right next to him. It's fine.
I get way too close for comfort. I'm looking at him. Very interesting.
His flesh is like sunken in on his bones. You can barely tell he's alive. It's like paper thin. Like it's just very decrepit. It looks almost like he's already dead.
I poke him in the cheek.
Of course.
It just you poke him in the cheek and he just gasps in pain.
Oh, probably don't do that.
Too close.
It's like one of those moments where the camera's panning forward, closer, and then bam, too close.
In my trunk, gonna try have a little magnifying glass to look a little closer. Turns out I don't have one. so I'm just gonna hold my trunk up anyway.
You like scratch your chin with your trunk.
That's fair.
This one is not worthy.
Worthy of what?
He is tainted with death.
Oh, so are you.
Unholy magics
I'm not the one that smells bad.
suffuse his soul.
That's questionable.
That's probably true.
So we've got. Eartho still hasn't come forward.
Oh
Or
no,
has
no,
he?
And
I'm like as
he kinda-
far out of darkness as I can be by being close to the darkness. Like you told me to come.
He kind
out.
of-
Yes.
he kind of gestures towards Korg a bit, and kind of motions
I'll
with just like the finger.
step closer.
You child. You carry the taint of death in your weapon.
That is because one day there was this evil idol that was trying to hurt people, and it was bringing people back to life. So I smashed it with my maul, but now the maul is broken. But it was a special maul for my family, and I didn't want to get rid of it.
Your heart is pure. You. If you take the trials, you can cast the darkness out from your weapon and infuse it with divine radiance. You could receive the blessings of the moon. If you would like to cast the darkness from you.
I would like to do that. I didn't like the darkness that got into the hammer anyway. It was kind of an accident, and I didn't mean to do it.
If you pass the trials and earn the blessings of the moon, the darkness from your weapon shall be purged for all time and replaced with the divine light. If you accept this, then I shall tell you what you must do.
I kind of just glance over Johannan, like,
Johannan nods to you.
yeah, totally, I'll do it.
It was a nod more of it's your choice, but
Oh,
you know, a
no.
nod is a nod to Korg though.
Yeah,
So
totally.
everybody else is seeing Johannan go, it's up to you, and Korg is going, okay, I'm being told to do
He's
it.
like, yes, got it.
Yeah, okay,
Of course,
you said yes.
Of course.
Yes, I'll do it.
So, you must travel to the Isle of the Nymph. And there, you must best her alone. Should you defeat the nymph at the altars of the moon, place your hammer upon the sacred shrine, and you shall receive the blessings and be anointed into the order of the Ishvantal, and be able to open the way to the ancient heart. And he slowly reaches up and he pulls a silver crescent shaped amulet in this stunning platinum, and he kind of pulls it off his neck. It's still kind of stuck around. He doesn't have like enough strength to completely pull it off. Like reaching out to like hand it to you, but it just drops from his fingers and falls back against his chest.
Just jerk it off of him. Oh,
You
sorry.
jerk it off of.
Softly.
Okay, you softly take the amulet off of him
Yes.
and place this amulet on the shrine to summon her. You must complete this task alone, or you will fail. Only those true of heart can hope to prevail.
Okay. I'll do it. I travel to an island and kill a nymph.
He said best, not kill, but yeah.
Or, yeah, not kill. Maybe dismember or maim. Slightly harm.
He kind of breathes this shuddering breath again. And in Elvish, I leave the fate of the Silvash in your hands. Go now. Save our people. And with this like shuddering breath, he expires on the chair. The effort of all this discussion and talking was too much for him.
Well,
Is he dead? Guys, look at this really expensive amulet he gave me.
yeah.
Sell it for
Did you
money.
not hear what it's for?
I cast Spare the Dying on him.
He's dead. Too late.
He shudders. Shuddery breath comes out, but he's unconscious still.
Your suffering is wonderful.
Jerk.
Ow.
Would it be too far to put Revivify on him?
I'm not sure if dying from natural causes works with Spare the Dying. He doesn't necessarily have 0 hit points. He's
Well-
just dead from natural causes.
Revivify doesn't work with natural causes.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Spare the Dying doesn't work. He doesn't have 0 hit points. He's just dead. Dead.
Oh no, he died.
Did not collect $200. Did not pass go.
This poor guy.
You could speak with dead.
So I don't know exactly what he said right there at the end, but I got to go kill something now. What if instead of using my maul, I use a different weapon, and then we get another magic weapon, and I give that to somebody?
Korg,
What?
the weapon, the magic in the weapon would only for you if you undertake this task. Only.
Know
you.
that? All right. Let's go. Well.
Wait, so where's this aisle with the Temple of the Moon thing?
We put the amulet up above.
Wait a minute. Does this amulet moon crescent thing look familiar?
Does it?
Have I seen this before on a different tile?
No.
Okay. I remember
I'm not
there was
sure.
a place with lots of symbols on an altar in the big area with the invisible guy.
Are you talking about the? Are you talking about
The Temple of the Prime.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
It does not look like one of those.
It's probably one of these other aisles. He didn't say which one.
It's if we take that up and we place it on the.
I don't think it's the altar here. He made it sound like it was a different place.
He said,
He did.
travel to the Isle of the Nymph. That's
Then,
what he said.
then we have an elf to consult with up.
We have an elf to consult with right here.
Yeah,
Looks at the
what-
death cleric.
Oh. That's not an elf. That's a giant
No, I'm
raging
is
elephant.
pointing at the dead body and looking at the dead.
He's dead. What's he going to answer?
5 questions.
Oh, you're gonna talk to dead people again. I'm going back upstairs. That's creepy. I don't like it.
Well, you see, I would do that, but the limited number of times per day.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it is what it is.
I can bring him with us. That's no problem.
Or we could
We
just
really
go
only
take a
need the
rest
head.
upstairs while we're waiting for the ship to be fixed. If we have to go to a different island anyway,
Okay,
it's going to take a
We-
day for the ship to be fixed.
no problem.
So
Bring his
we've
corpse
got
along.
some time. So
Do we want
let's go
to
make camp.
explore? Go explore around here and see if there's. They said there is a wayfinder somewhere.
Right, but I think in order to get into the area with the wayfinder, someone has to pass this test that he
Oh.
just gave you.
I don't think that relying on me was the best idea. This poor race
Well,
is
you're
pretty
the
much
only one that
screwed.
got close enough that wasn't tainted with death.
Looks at Earth.
He
Clearly
wasn't. He
tainted.
wasn't there a week ago.
Yeah, well, looks at Irthos.
So, what was this guy's deal?
So he hates the Empire with a passion.
Okay, what's
Um,
new?
Right. He thinks the cultists are the good guys.
Oh,
Because they're trying to pervert the Aether, and he thinks that them doing that will finally kill Gareth Mordaunt, who apparently has been transferring his soul from descendant to descendant through
Oh.
the ages.
like this
So
guy's got any room to talk? He just died just now.
Right. Yeah. Because he said that he also transferred the soul of his son into a big metal body.
He did that?
Gareth Mordaunt did.
Oh.
Transferred
What's wrong
a
with that?
Sauvage
Okay.
into a metal body.
Looking at Korg.
I'm upstairs.
Yeah,
That-
no, we're having this conversation upstairs now.
This
You're
means
all upstairs.
this means nothing to
Oh,
me.
So yeah. So you know that metal body you sold in Burnsall?
it's a lot of money. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. That apparently was this guy's son.
Yeah,
Luckily, we
well,
didn't tell him that part.
why would that matter anyway? His son was dead.
He was dormant, but whatever. It's past the point now.
So was Johnny. It was
And-
worth 1,500 gold pieces. That's a lot of money.
I just shake my head and I go over and I talk to Thelsmar. Do you know anything about an Isle of the Nymph?
He kind of looks at you, looking up from his charcoal rubbings. He's like, he stares at you. The Isle of the. No, why?
So, we just ran into a very, 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 very old elf. Well,
What?
Sauvage.
What?
A very,
What?
very, very, very old Sauvage. Who just, who
And
just died.
And you didn't come get me?
I brought him
We were
up. Here he
kinda
is.
Distracted. And Johanna did come upstairs and say, "Hey, come on, we just found something." And I guess you didn't hear that part because you were too busy with your rubbings.
I throw his corpse on the ground in front of him. Here he is.
Of course you would. Of course.
So there was that. And he said that only someone not tainted by the arcane aether could pass the trials of the moon. And he tasked Korg, of all people, with going to the Isle of the Nymph and challenging her at the shrine of the moon in order to pass the trial of the moon, in order to learn about the Ishvantal and carry on the traditions of the Ishvantal.
Like, tell me everything he said.
Right.
He said,
And he's got pen and paper ready to like write it all out. I must know. I
Well,
must know
I'm a
everything you
bard,
did.
so telling tales is something I do. So I will recount the tale as I was told it to the best of my ability.
He said
Takes
that
notes
I
as you go through 'em.
saved the entire race. So
Yes.
your race lies
Depends on
in
a
my
turtle.
hands.
Yeah, well, that is a strange statement to make. But you said
I
something about the taint of the ark. Yeah, before the
said
rise of
something
the
about the-
empire, the Selvash were very religious. We used to worship the aspects. In the ancient scriptures, the Ishvantal were actually champions of this divine might. Very like paladins, able to channel the divine and worship divinity itself. This yes, of course. If you were to worship the divine, you would hate the arcane that the Empire has brought about. And the Sylvash now put all of their energy into arcane arts in order to rise within the Empire. That he probably saw that as a desecration of the ancient ways. Yes, yes, that would make. What else did he say? What else did he say?
Continues recounting everything back as best as she can.
Wait,
That's
what
the
was
part.
that about the Empire? The Emperor does what?
Look,
He,
He says
um,
something about a taint in the empire and
Right. So the emperor transfers his soul from descendant to descendant and is currently residing in the body of the current emperor.
That,
but
there's been
what
rumors that that has been the case for years, but nobody ever believes them. How would one transfer one's soul from one vessel to another
He said that he's seen.
without becoming a lich, of course?
Well, there's that,
reincarnation?
but no, he's saying that he's seen him do the power of soul transfer because he did it to his son. Uh, and
Well, where is
transferred
the sun?
In the
he transferred
sky.
his soul
Duh.
into a metal body.
No.
Hmm.
it was him.
Johnny was his son.
Quite
Johnny's
possibly.
not the son.
Unless the emperor did it multiple times, that's also a possibility.
It's too. No, Johnny wielded the blade of the Ishvantal. It's the whole reason we chose to go to this island in the first place.
Yes, that's true.
It's too much to be coincidence. He has to have been this ancient elf's lost son.
Quite possibly.
His
yeah.
soul trapped in this mechanical beast for thousands of years.
Yep, that makes sense.
Not worth very much money.
I could have gotten way more for him had I known.
This is remarkable news. I only wish that we could have helped Johnny before.
Selling him?
He died.
You sold him? What do you mean selling him? I thought he was in Master Korg's bag.
Well,
He
That's what
was.
That's
we
what we
thought.
thought.
for 15,000 gold pieces, apparently.
1,500 gold.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
He got the used price.
It was slight denting and wear and tear.
This is horrible.
Yeah, that's
was-
what I said.
He was my friend.
It could have gone for much more money.
He was a lot
Wait.
of people's friends.
Did you want a
We-
piece of the cut? Is that that's cheering you up?
We could have buried him. He was alive. Johnny 5 was alive.
The robot wasn't moving. That's not alive. That's non-functioning.
Just because his soul was inoperable. This is horrible.
I learned from the dead. We
All I
held
can
on
get-
to his body longer than we did Drazar's body, and Drazar was dead.
I mean, Destroyer's body. Well, okay. Well, we've been going
Jo-
there. You have
Johnny wasn't dead. He was just like in hibernation. His soul was still alive. You could see his soul pulsating with aether.
Could I see his soul pulsating with Aether?
You could not.
Yeah.
You would have to cast detect magic to see it.
Okay. Well, it wasn't pulsating when I was holding him at the counter.
He was our only true hope of passing the trials.
That's not true. Now you have Korg.
What
Yeah, that's probably true, actually.
did he say what this trial was?
He said, I
He
have
had the
to
best
kill
of
a nymph.
Didn't say kill, he said best.
Murder.
You, sir, are
Dismemberment.
looks to Earthos again. I'm like,
Slaughter.
please just do it instead of him.
Oh,
Anything is better than this.
I'll do it.
I wasn't cleared to perform that task.
It's because you wouldn't even get
I
close.
wasn't going to be touched by something I would normally kill right away.
I wanted to kill him too. He looked really old. He looked
This-
almost suffering.
This is why the people don't like us. This is
He
why we
was
go places
suffering.
and
I
people
could
end
have
up wanting to
saved
chase
him.
us out of the towns. And I mean, the only person
Mm.
that's worse than us right now is that Simon guy.
To be fair, to be
Really bad.
fair, I haven't been chased out of towns yet. I go to the bars and drink and make lots of friends.
To be fair, I haven't killed anyone either.
I only killed the pirates to take their ship.
They were
pirates.
merchants.
They were
merchants.
pirates and they died horrible, well-deserved
We
deaths.
are pirates right now. We, us.
Name one thing that I've stolen.
A ship.
The medal off that
Two
table
ships.
like 20 minutes ago.
Two ships. We've stolen 2 ships. You tried to very poorly steal metal bars that
I didn't steal. I
because this place
announced
is pretty
that
much
I
dead.
was
No,
taking it.
it's not stealing if they're already dead. It's called looting.
Yes. I didn't steal anything. I just looted
The
them. I
worst
procured
pirates in history.
That's actually the best.
Excuse me, I am very rich and could retire right now.
I'm not a pirate anyways.
We have an assassin that doesn't kill. Pirates that don't steal.
Hey, we're all doing great here. Let's.
We are the pirates
Wait,
who don't do anything.
you're all pirates?
No, of course not. We haven't stolen anything yet, except for like two or
ships.
3 things.
What's with all this moral high ground all the time then?
What's moral high ground? I killed people.
I was told not to kill anybody.
Honestly, the person with the highest kill count is dead.
Tasty.
Drazar.
And he was
I
Oh
don't
my God.
know.
Drazar really
Anyways, see. It's also our in shock, you know, his hand trembling. He's like, "Tell me about this ritual that I'm sure was meant for Johnny."
I'm also sure it probably was. Anyways, moving right along, the ritual. So the candidate has to best the nymph one-on-one. There's
Word.
no assistance. It's by themselves versus the nymph. Anyone who once they
Sure,
best the nymph,
best
they'll be
does not
able
mean
to complete the ritual. The nymph will show them how, I guess, and
They set their weapon upon the altar.
Right, they have to set their weapon upon the altar and receive the divine blessing.
Glad you are all there. I only remembered that I needed to kill that nymph.
You don't need to
Best the nymph.
I assure you that there is a difference between the word best and kill.
If I kill her, am I the best?
No,
Okay
you
then.
are
I
the
think
worst.
that's my point
You are
proven.
the worst. If you
the
What?
bratwurst.
What else did he say about the ritual? Any context clues, words that stood out, anything?
best the nymph, place the weapon on the altar.
All right, do it.
And
Is-
then
Is there a matching symbol? I show him the symbol
and he handed him the moon talisman.
that I'm showing him right now.
He kind of He looks at the moon talisman and kind of jots it down and scribbles it. Kind of looks back. He's like, "Yes, this. Look here, Johannin. Come look at these markings here. When you were looking at these earlier, you see how the Elfish word and the Sauvage, they're slightly different here, and you thought that they spoke about something about light and darkness, right?
Perhaps the moon?
Yeah. If you were to take a literal translation of this right here and this here and combine the halves, it would talk about something about some sort of blessing of moonlight.
That makes sense. That's what he was talking about, was the
It
gaining the
it-
blessing of the moon.
the blessing of the moon, the blessing of the moon. And
I'm gonna go put the little thing on the altar here.
nothing happens.
We
Well,
had to
I've done
travel
all
to
I
the
can do.
island.
Yeah, he said travel to the island of the nymph.
Thought that
And
maybe we had.
Is it in this chain of islands, or are we already there?
The strange thing is the records don't discuss anything about this being a chain of islands. The home of the Ishvantal was a single isle.
So they were broken into pieces.
It's possible that this isle was once part of this original connection here and was broken off during whatever catastrophe struck this region when the Empire and the Ishvantal fought. It could be one of the nearby isles, perhaps.
Then we should travel to them. What are we waiting for?
well,
The
we're
ship
waiting
needs
for the
repaired.
Yeah, the repairs.
Can
Although
wait,
we might be
we're
able
in
to
the
use
air,
one of the
right? These are floating
skiffs.
islands.
Does our ship come with skiffs?
We're on a floating island, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
these are all floating islands.
We have a skiff, don't we?
No,
I don't
No, we
believe.
gave-
Oh, I thought we did.
No, we gave
You-
the metal one to Jack.
Oh, that's
The
right.
ol-
We gave it to Jack.
yeah, you gave it as your tithe.
Yeah, and then, I mean, unless these people have a ship of their own somewhere,
Nope.
not that we saw.
No ships.
Well, let's go back to our ship and see how long it will be until it's ready to go, and then we'll go from there. Also, during the time, we could revive the tree here.
That's true. We might as well. I told him we were going to do that, and he seemed to like that idea. But he said it wouldn't bring the Ishvantal back. It would just heal the land, which is a step in the
Maybe
right
it
direction.
will. Maybe it will create a land bridge and reconnect all of the broken islands.
I
Our
highly doubt it,
poor DM.
but
It could happen.
I go ahead and I do the same thing we did with the tree in the Ladrin forest in the cave, and I utilize the seed of life to revitalize the core tree.
Yeah, as you kind of place the seed of life in the dirt at the tree, and splash a little water on it.
I have the decanter of endless water too.
Okay, it begins to sprout forth with energy and life and light as it spreads across the region, and you see like greenery start to grow across the tree, and the wood takes on this luster of life and kind of all the wood kind of takes on this shimmering kind of lifelike structure. Grass grows again in the region. The trees take on their overarching. Everything comes to life.
Yay!
Yeah, a little late.
Yay! I gotta take that out of my inventory now. Seed of life. 0. It didn't go away. Do I just have to delete it?
Yeah, just delete it.
Yeah, you have to delete it.
Okay, I deleted it. Okay.
Let's see if this
It's
works.
still showing up as. Oh, there. Now it's gone. Okay, cool. All right. So, did that at least. Gonna go ahead and get a couple of crew members and have Jace direct them into digging 3 more graves for the 3 unburied dead. Though we don't have to bury the one that just died yet if we want to go ahead and do the speak with dead tomorrow if we're still here. But yeah, I'm going to have them start digging the graves for the other, at least the other 2, and then I'll recommend that we can go ahead and let people out and camp here while the ship is being repaired for the night.
Okay, and then I'm sorry, I'm trying to load something up that I was not 100% prepared for, but we'll see how quick I can do this on the fly.
On the fly. It's pretty
Turning
fly
everything
for a
green and
mic.
alive.
I said, you can do this, come on.
Every time I come up with a Johnny 5 quote, it's all I can think is, "Hey, snowblower," or "Hey, laser lips, your mother was a snowblower."
Is that from something?
It's
Yeah, the
from
movie.
Short Circuit.
Short Circuit, the
Oh,
movie.
I was so long glad I
The
don't remember
character
that
was
movie.
Johnny 5.
Yeah. Hey!
Aww.
Much fun.
Yay!
We did
It's
wonderful things.
alive!
We did wonderful things. We're such good people. Yay. We're the good guys. It's all green.
I was able to make that change pretty quick, I must say. Haha.
In your face, party.
Especially given that you were not prepared for that.
No, not at all.
I win.
Well, you know
Alright.
it's not a good game. You know it's not a good campaign if you don't, break the DM's plan at least.
Once
least
every
once.
week.
Every episode.
Once every
Once
time
every
we
game.
play.
Look at me, I have this ancient druidic artifact from 15 sessions ago. Let's
Who's
bring
the hoarder? That's
ancient
right.
fortress back
The
to
rabbit.
life.
The rabbit is a pack rat.
Not Korg. Korg's not a hoarder. He stole Johnny's body.
That's right.
It's worth a lot.
A lot
Would have been
more.
worth more if you knew its history.
Nah,
One of its
I
kind.
still have money.
Fused with a
There-
Savashi soul.
There's still an ancient altar under there. It's just, quick
Covered in
fixes.
trees.
Overgrown. That's the words we'll use.
It's so pretty. How
Trying
come
to
the little trees on the side didn't get any leaves? That's not fair.
look, motherfucker. I literally re-edited and redrew a map in like 45 seconds.
Got him.
Fucking oh, look at me. Fucking tree.
I love this. It's just like, look, fucker. That's my job.
Re-export this shit. Oh, I'm updating it. think I can't?
This is what I live for. This is my job, for him to want to kill my character.
Question.
It's
It's not your character, it's you.
yeah, well,
Yeah, it's just you.
just me. Just me.
Boom.
Did it again? What happened? I'm sorry.
He updated it.
Ah, it went away. Where'd it go? Oh, goodness.
Do you see the updates?
No, I
No.
don't.
I
The-
see the updates.
They're the
The
same
trees
thing.
in the top left?
No, those were there before. I was talking about the two in the middle.
I see the updates.
I don't see it. It looks exactly the same.
It looks great. I love it.
It does look pretty good. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
does.
Just those two helpless trees.
Let me. I was just not pushing the update to you guys. I don't know why. It instant updated on my side.
It's fine.
I don't know.
I'm not worried about it.
They
I was
have
just
they have
giving you
life
shit.
now. They have
They
life
do.
now.
That's good. And they come to life and attack us because they were actually ancient
Dryads.
wardens. It was like, oh shit, because I opened my big mouth.
They're
I would
trenched.
not put
And
that
they
back.
smash you.
I would not put that past Patrick.
This is what I get for bringing things back to life. Die. Oh.
They're like, oh, you're not Ishvantal. Death, the ancient guardians.
Right.
Did any nymphs pop up?
No nymphs
right.
popped up.
No.
Did a magical bridge to the other islands pop up?
No,
Huh? No. Oh well.
it's nice and refreshed though, and beautiful, and lots of life here.
Yeah,
Like
I can see it in the Discord.
there's grass on the outside and a nice mossy covering here.
Mhm.
On the inside, beautiful greenery. You guys did a good thing here.
Yeah.
Yay.
We've
We're
got a
the
very
good
comfortable
guys.
place to camp.
The fortress is thriving now
Yay.
as you guys camp for the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
And bury the other dead bodies.
And I, having some carpentry skills and being, like skilled in actual carpentry, I'm gonna go help rebuild the shit.
Okay.
So we can
It
get out of
goes
here.
pretty quick. You're skilled people and kind of know what they're doing. Nim direct the effort quick. Come morning, you're ready to go and capable of setting sail.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right, now we just have to explore all the islands until we find the one with the nymph, and then I kill her.
Best.
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 Just the nymph.
Then I be better than the nymph and kill her.
No killing. It's not a necessary thing.
Then
It does sound like killing.
You. No. Just
It is
no.
not.
Don't
How-
encourage him.
Well, how
I
else
will,
do you
I will
suggest to
try
be better?
not to kill the nymph, but we know what happens when I try not to kill
Are they
people.
gonna play a game of chess?
Yes.
Let's
Sometimes.
check.
And then Twister.
I'll twist her all around, and with my maul, I'll kill her.
And then Battleship.
Battleship is usually.
I don't want to repair our ship anymore. Let's not do that one, though.
Okay, so this being done, I guess we're gonna fly around these islands and look for clues for
We're
now.
gonna
Or
find
since
a
it's the
nymph.
next day, we can do Speak with Dead on.
Our way to the
And
next
find out
island.
what island to go.
Okay.
We already know what island we need to go to. We don't know where the island is.
This is true.
Yes.
Where
Where
can we
is
find
the island of the
this
nymph?
island?
It's close. Oh, gee, thanks. Ah!
Which of the 4 islands here is the nymph located
Island.
on?
The responses can be brief, cryptic, or or lies. Ah.
Let's just travel to all of them, and then we'll find it.
Do you cast Speak with Dead?
Yes.
Did you reanimate any of these Sylvash corpses?
No, just the ones that I already did.
Okay.
Well, you didn't reanimate them. You just spoke with them, right?
Right.
Yes.
He's not.
Okay. So, you can't speak with dead, and the energy kind of infuses the skull, and the mouth unhinges, and the eldritch light shines forth from its jaw.
I gotcha. Uh,
Okay. Where is the Isle of the Nymph?
where is the Isle of the Nymph?
You must head east from here.
How many islands are to the east of us? Not to the dead guy, but to the DM. How many do we have to the east?
A few, but
Okay.
I wasn't done
Is it-
talking. So
Okay. Oh, is he gonna? He's actually going to say more.
he knows you guys.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to be a dick to you. You're the preservation of the Ishvantal and his legacy. He just died before he could finish talking to you.
Okay.
You must head east from here and seek out the largest island. You will see the crescent moon from the sky, and that is where the Isle of the Nymph is.
Yes.
Hold on to the party. There are 2 moons. Are we going for both crescent or single crescent or
No.
big crescent,
I think
little
what he
crescent?
means is there's going to be a symbol of a crescent moon on the island. We should be able to see it from above.
From the moon. When
No,
it's above.
no. We're going to be in an airship looking at an island. We should be able to see the crescent moon on the island.
It's not we're seeing
Not
a
in-
reflection from the sky. It's there should be a carving, some other reproduction of a crescent on the ground.
I hope that's the correct interpretation.
So do I.
Me too. So let's see. Next question. What is the
Ask-
challenge of the nymph?
That is something that only the initiate can choose to face. I cannot give you the answers.
Is the initiate supposed to kill the nymph?
There you go. There's a good question.
The initiate must choose the way it finds best to defeat the trial and receive the blessing.
So the answer is yes.
Whether or
Trial,
not
though.
that fails or succeeds will be determined at the end.
Right. Okay. I don't have any other questions. I'm done. I don't know. Anybody else want to ask something? Looks at Thalsamar.
Ask him, theoretically speaking, if we were to sell his son, strictly theoretical, of course, how much he thinks something like that might have actually been worth.
Don't ask
no,
that.
No,
Don't.
I'm not. This is how we get This is how we get less answers.
Straight up. This is how you turn a just died elf into a lich. Let's not do that.
Thesselmar, what do you want to know? This is your last chance. 3 questions.
He thinks long and hard, and he just asks, "How can we save the Selvage?"
We already told you
And
that. I ask it anyway.
You're a dick.
and the skull, does not have the answer for that because they lost thousands of years ago, and he doesn't even know anything about what the world is like. 1,564 years after the founding of the empire.
Yeah, no. He has no
And
clue.
Thalsamar is just lost. He doesn't really understand how death magic works. He's like a level 3 fucking wizard.
He seemed pretty damn useful. All the way up until now.
He's a researcher. He's a sage.
Yeah.
All right.
He doesn't know what questions to ask. God
Leave
did.
Thalsamar alone.
All right.
Leave
Okay.
him alone. All right. Let's head east.
Yeah, no. I can't think of any other questions.
Is it?
Unless somebody else has something.
Are we looking for the moons?
or a symbol of the moon
Or
on the
the
ground.
symbol of the moons.
Just sail east. We'll see it.
The symbol of the moon
Ah,
upon the
aha.
island,
Okay,
where the shrine of the nymph resides.
okay. I don't have anything else. Rest well.
All right. And the,
And
the
now
skull clatters
can-
silent.
We can finish burying him alongside his brethren. That's 3 more graves added to those 5 up top.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Look you. I don't mind so much if you turn bad guys into your little minions to have follow you around and do your bidding and whatnot. But he hasn't done anything bad to us. He was a good person.
Bad to us? This man is an ancient lich that allowed his people to go into extinction. You think that's not bad?
What? He's not a lich. If he was a lich, he wouldn't have just died.
Liches can die. Trust me.
Yes, if you like destroy their phylactery or whatever the heck it is, I don't even know.
Why
Whatever the
would
case
you
may
have
be.
to
Yeah,
destroy
I'm not sure if
someone's
Belina knows the
demons?
method of destroying liches.
I have no idea. I'm sure, yes, there's probably a way, but he literally died of natural causes. A lich
Wait.
is anything but natural.
You
Just
have
like
to,
this man.
Just bury him and let's get this done.
From the boat. Are we ready to go?
I don't know.
Why are you still on the island?
We're debating
Oh,
if he's
no!
evil. I feel like I would know.
We have to head east.
Aren't we already heading east?
You're still on the island.
You were so
No,
arguing
I'm
about
just-
burying the guy.
No. I'm literally
Ah.
just yelling back at Korg from inside the fort.
No, we're not moving at all.
Are you sure?
I'm positive on this one.
Good job, Korg.
Even a blind squirrel sometimes digs holes. Let's go.
Hey,
The blind squirrel dig holes.
you can't steal the character trait I was thinking of for my future character about always getting idioms.
I'm sorry. I just get everything wrong. I just, you know.
Even a broken clock sometimes has water.
That might be
You
why it's
can lead
broken.
a blind horse to a clock, but you'll never find those nuts.
It's a legit character concept of one of mine. A guy who just always gets idioms. Like a foreign traveler who always gets it wrong.
I like it.
You can lead a horse to water, but that is how the cookie crumbles.
Oh
A
God.
horse in the bush is worth crumbles in your hands. Let's go to the island. Let's go.
Throwing stones in glass houses sinks ships.
They say those who sell glass ships shouldn't drink from the cup. Oh, wait.
See, it's a great character concept.
Make it
It's
a
mine. It's my
It has
character
to be a
concept.
It's all yours.
like a tinker or gnome. Like one of the what is the class that they put out with the Eberron thing? The artificer? Make it a gnome artificer that has all these crazy misconceived quotes.
I
Great.
think my Unity just maybe crashed.
Oh no.
Oh.
Bad timing. I'm about to go kill, a nymph.
Best.
Oh, there we go. All right, I can do.
All right, back on the ship.
Back on the ship.
Come sail away. Come sail away.
We are the
Comes-
blind
I have
ones, don't do anything. We
The
just sit
The
around.
Saturday Night Live crew doing the FUCK dance where it's got Will
Yes.
Ferrell dancing across the
Yes.
front for some.
Yes. Yes. No.
Like the-
No.
All right, as you guys travel eastward,
Yes.
it doesn't take very long, maybe in an hour at most, you see a large isle. From above, you can make out the shape of a large kind of rock crescent moon. Seems to encompass the pool of water on the ground.
Ah,
Ah!
that was easy. There's the moon. I see it.
And seeing from
Oh,
above,
shit.
you can see kind of the shape of the island.
3 dead people and a doggy.
That's a big dog.
Is it a dog? I think it might be a horse.
That's a horse. A dead horse.
But a horse is a horse, of course. Of course.
And no one gets
See, a horse in the bush is worth 2 at the nymph's watering hole. Where is?
I love how all the rocks highlight if you click on if you run over them, all the rocks turn green.
Oh, it's part of my trick. So do the trees.
Wow, the tree.
that I-
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. The trees
Yeah,
do
the
too.
statue.
That's for line of sight.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to like click him in a specific order, and that's how I bested the nymph.
Right?
I run up and touch the rock, and then I run to the tree and touch the tree.
What is it, Simon?
Not working. Yeah, that like Oh
So-
my gosh. Yeah, where it's like a song beat, whatever one.
So we go ahead and dock. And send Korg on his merry way,
All right, I go to die.
reminding him exactly what he is supposed to do.
Right.
And
I best this thing,
You
Does
can
not have to be
definitely best
killed?
an nymph at being dumb.
and then I put my maul on the thing.
After you win, yes. But first you put the pendant on the thing so that she can come, or the nymph can come.
All right.
And then you
well,
put your ball on the
this
thing
is-
after you win.
This is where we probably say goodbye. It
Good
was
luck.
good knowing you. Anytime I have to do something myself, I end up probably dying.
Just don't go swimming.
That's where I am the most comfortable, though.
as you approach this pool, you notice there are 4 statues of Silvashi warriors framing it to either side, bedecked in shimmering plate mail armor, and each holding a double-bladed sword in their hand, kind of looking over the path as you approach. Scattered bodies, wearing the maroon of Empire garb, lay around the foot of this area, and you see what appears to be a small altar with stairs leading up to it, sitting at the edge of this perfectly circular, in which is another sort of large altar filled with water, and there's this green light sort of emanating ever so gently from it.
I will approach and put the pendant thing on the little, light emitting portion of it.
And that is where we will end tonight, as it has been
Yay!
About 4.
4 hours.
4 hours. That's our session length.
Woo!
We said we'd keep it to 4 hours. And if Korg's
Alright.
gonna fight an entire nymph by himself.
Yep.
With
What is considered by himself?
By himself.
I mean, by himself.
Can we cheer him on?
Can we buff him?
I mean, maybe you could have before he went up and put the amulet on the thing, but you chose not to. So
I was gonna, but then I was like, that's probably against the rules.
I thought you guys would have pre-buffed him.
That's what I was planning on doing, but then you were like, by himself, and you really emphasized it. And I was like, I don't know. I think this might be against the rules, so I probably shouldn't. Because that's why I patted him on the back,
mean,
and I was gonna give him an enhanced ability, but it's a little late now.
I can always banish her, and then we buff him.
No, it'll
I
be
think
fine.
that's interference.
Nah.
Yeah, at this
Oh.
point, it's interference.
I mean,
Korg is on his own. We gotta cheer him on.
yeah, I mean, the only thing I could really do is give him an advantage on checks, but I mean, he already gets advantage on strength checks and constitution checks, right? And so, I mean, I could buff his wisdom, I guess.
Intelligence.
Well, maybe we
No.
should, but that's only
There's
advantage.
not
Oh.
enough
not,
buffs in the world for that.
All
it's
of a
only
sudden-
advantage. It's not. It's not. You know, let me fix this. It's just advantage.
Korg, he takes the limitless pill, and all of a sudden the numbers come in, calculate, and then he kills this thing.
I could polymorph him into a T-Rex.
Sure.
Is that- Yeah,
I mean, he already placed the amulet on the thing.
that's true. It's a little late now. Can
And
we
if he's
say? Would
if
you
he's a
allow?
T-Rex, I don't think he has the mental capacity to place the amulet on the
Right.
thing.
Would you allow a redux and cast of the
No,
enhance ability?
I will take my lickings and die like a true barbarian.
Yeah. Well,
We shall find
Barbarians
out in
never
2
die.
But all right, we will thank you for everybody on Twitch link who tuned in as we discovered some of the secrets of the Ishvantal and the trial of the nymph to receive the blessings of the moon, which is where we will kick up in 2 weeks. Stay safe out there, everyone, and enjoy. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you very much. Good night.
I was gonna say.